stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
The number one podcast in Las Vegas.
Hey guys, welcome back another week to Access Vegas, where we're going to explain to you why Akash's wife was right about everything. And we all need to shut the fuck up because Akash, turns out his wife really was a virgin. We're all wrong and pigheaded. Thanks for setting us straight there, Flagrant.
Yeah, 3 years later.
Great job by that one. Good job there. Yeah, guys, thank you for coming out and checking us out on Access Vegas. We'll get to our guest, our panelist that we have today. She's coming back onto the show. She is a photographer here in Las Vegas, formerly from Canada. It is Casey. Welcome again, Casey, to the show. Right there. There she is. We have next to her, she is a bartender from Florida, Abby Rose. Welcome back, Abby. She is the owner of Harp's Cosmetics. She is a cat mom from Nashville.
Cat veterinarian.
Harper Raines. She is. We finally got her on the show. God. She's an Army specialist. A former Army specialist, and he does some shit on social media. Please welcome to the show for the first time, kindly Gene Myers to the show. He is a male feminist from New York. Please welcome Kristen. Let's go ahead and fight the patriarchy. There we go. And she is a housewife and a stepmom from Atlanta. It is Sydney Klein. Welcome, Sydney, back to the show. And for the first time, she's a bartender and a performer here in Las Vegas. Born and raised, it's Blue. Welcome, Blue. Good to have everybody on here. Okay, guys, so for all of you who have been living underneath the rock, tomorrow is Babes in Toyland, the one that we are doing here in Las Vegas. Everyone's going to be there. It's not Babes in Toilet or Babes in Toyland or Boobs in Toyland. It's not Babes in Thailand. It's called Babes in Toyland. I almost said it wrong. Babes in Toyland. If you guys want to get tickets, come to Babes in Toyland charity. It's going to be for Toys for Tots. You better bring a toy if you want to come. It's really funny because for years, I used to go to the Ignite parties, the Playboy Mansion. I used to go to some of the sickest parties that I've ever seen. Karma International used to throw these crazy ass parties, and then we'd go to Babes in Toyland and we'd see the same girls. And it was like Babes in Toyland was like $100 to get in, and the Playboy Mansion was $2,500. And I never understood, guys. If you're out there and you're just like, you're in Las Vegas, and Tristan, you've seen this happen before, where guys are like, I'm a pickup artist. I'm going to go out there and talk to all these girls. And I'm just going where the hot girls are. And I'm like, hey, bitch, why weren't you at Babes in Toyland? And they never show up. It's because maybe you have some anxiety.
Wait, but there's women there. There can't be pickup artists and women in the same room.
That's exactly right.
Possible.
If you are intimidated by talking to beautiful women, then
Michael, where do I meet girls?
I don't understand. Again, I've made several videos going over this.
Where?
Yeah, exactly. So on the record tomorrow, Babes in Toyland, there'll probably be 400 girls and like 125 guys if you want to come to that. So make sure you are there. Make sure you bring a toy. There's going to be a bunch of Marines in uniform for that event. So it's going to be a really, really good time. Kindly and Harper are going to steal the show on the red carpet and then just kind of hog it up for everybody. We got several photographers that came there just to see Kindly because she cares about the kids so much.
Children.
Think of the kids.
Think of the kids.
Yes, the kids are everything. All right, beautiful. What do you have coming up?
Oh, geez. Okay, so one big announcement is the Rational Mail, my Sunday show, is now on Spotify. So you can get the audio versions of my shows now. So if you want to listen to me while you're lifting in the gym, you can now do that. Or if you're a long haul trucker, which apparently I have a lot of listeners who are long haul truckers and they want to listen to the audio. And keep your eyes on the road. Thank you. Don't watch the video. Actually, just listen to me. That's fine. But now you can do it, and it's for the low price of $4.99. It's like, and that's a month too, and that's like the base. I just kept it at whatever
for Spotify,
the default. Yeah, for Spotify.
No, you can get Spotify for free.
Yeah, you can. But it's if you want to be a member, please be a member.
Okay. Oh, got it. For your free.
Yeah, because I mean, it does take a little bit of effort to go and separate the audio,
all 148 episodes of the Michael Sartain podcast are already on Spotify. If you guys want to go check that out, I didn't realize how many people actually download the whole episode and listen to it. Do you know this is a really crazy number? To be in the top 1 or 5% of podcasts in the world, how many downloads do you think you need to have a month?
Oh God, but it's got to
be in the top 5%. What do you think on Spotify and Apple? Anybody? Be in the top 5%.
Like 10,000?
4,000.
Really?
If you have 4,000
Wow.
downloads a month, you are in the top 5%. The reason why I bring this up, guys, all you got to do is show up. This is the laziest fucking generation of people. They don't show up to do anything. They do a podcast for 3 episodes and they quit. They go to the gym twice and they quit. They go up and talk to one girl and get rejected and they quit. They all just quit. Guys, all you have to do is anything. All you have to do is just keep showing up and you will make the top 1% in almost anything you do right now, just because. And if you guys want to reach, hold on, right there, September.
There they are. I mean, here she is.
Why did you say that about September? Guys, we have our final guest, September. Where are you from again, September?
I'm from Australia.
She's from Australia.
No.
September, what do you do for a living?
I'm a sex therapist. I am in, adult toy industry.
Okay.
A bit of everything. Yeah.
Okay,
We
cool.
have to get you
I would
on with Coral.
I would have never guessed that. Can you put your headphones on?
I can. Yes.
The cord goes on the left side. Okay, so September's here. We got all of our guests here. Let's keep it going, and then we have a bunch of really, really funny videos.
Yeah, which one do you want to do?
They're in order. They're in the order that I sent them
Any?
to you. Okay, actually, no. Let's do this. Go and do this one first.
Do them as which one? Oh yeah. Okay, God, that one. Okay.
This is what it's like for men right now getting dating advice on the internet. Let's take a look.
Hang on. Let's see. This one. Here we go.
Hey, let me tell you the trick to talking to girls. You go outside your house. What? You do go outside and they don't swarm you? Huh. I've never heard of that happening before. Have you checked your DMs? Nothing. That's weird. Well, next time you go out to a bar, find the hottest girl in there, walk up to her and say, hey, trust me, works every time.
I hated that.
So this is
I hated that.
this is going to kind of be the theme tonight, because we
Is
have
that Justin Baldoni?
no we have a bunch of videos. Can you put up the Gary Vaynerchuk up one real quick? That's the next one.
I'll
We have a bunch of videos we're going to show tonight that are just kind of indicative of how fucking terrible dating advice is for men. Not for men who are 6'4" chads who are rich. Their dating advice is accurate. It is for all the rest of you, all the rest of the guys. And we're going to, Tristan and I are going to make a video on this. We're basically going to go over, shout out to Clavicular and all the Black Pill guys.
Oh boy.
We're going to make some videos basically going over really average looking broke guys who date beautiful women. We're going to give you hundreds of examples where this happens. And because that's where the problem is. That
Those women are insecure, right?
That's what it is. These are unhealed women. That
You mean I don't need
dating.
Jawser size?
You know,
All
right. Look, hey, baby, I'm a Chad. I'm a Chad now.
By the way, whoever invented that, genius, absolute
yes,
genius.
So we're gonna go over that concept, because I mean, Black Pill is not real. That's the reason why Wheat Waffles would never dare debate me. So the issue with this that we want,
Clav would, he would.
No, but see, the thing about Clavicular is he's 19. Like, I think, and he also did a video.
That's the thing.
I don't know if you saw this. He did a video where somebody was showing him how status can get him attention from women, and he was like blown away at the end. He goes, "Okay, I might be wrong here. Status, it's just a function where he's 19. He just doesn't know all the things that are out there. But obviously, status works. We're going to go over like all kinds of archetypes, going from the guy who's the busser who dates the cocktail waitress, all the way to like the college professor who ends up dating the student. All those kind of things. That's where the average broke guy, the male nurse.
Well, it might be microdosing methamphetamine too.
Who?
Clav says that.
He does that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Meth.
Meth?
What he says.
Yeah.
I
Microdoses
saw that
meth.
micro.
Yes.
Whoa.
Meth?
Just a
Yeah.
little.
Yes.
Just a
To kill his
little.
appetite and stay lean.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Then that makes it all worth it.
Yes.
I understand.
Doesn't everyone? do
Doesn't
that?
everyone?
Meth and red
I was
true.
gonna say-
Why do I feel-
I was going to say like clenbuterol.
Why do I feel judged right now?
T3.
Why can't you just do Adderall like a normal person?
Hey, do Ozempic like the
Basically
rest of us.
There we Basically go. the same thing.
Okay.
You want to do Gary V?
Yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk. All right, let's watch.
Oh, I can't get a
Great
girlfriend. You sure can. Ask out every girl you see in the world. One will say yes.
Excuse me, sorry. Would you like to be my girlfriend? Would you be my girlfriend? You guys look lovely today, by the way. Would either of you like to be my girlfriend?
No, thank you.
Would you be my girlfriend?
No.
Why not?
How old are you?
Are you sure you wouldn't like to be my girlfriend?
Positive, brother.
I love your nails.
Thank you.
Would you be my girlfriend?
No.
No?
Just hanging out.
I'm desperate. Would you be my girlfriend?
I'm okay for right now.
Okay. You're gorgeous. Would you be my girlfriend?
No.
No? Would you be my girlfriend? You would? Gary Vee was
You know,
right.
you know what
Thank
they're
you
doing
so
wrong.
much.
I know
Lovely
what
to
they're
meet
doing
you.
wrong. They're not saying, "May I meet you first?"
May I meet you? Oh, you remember? Did we play that one? It goes, "May I meet you
May I
first?
meet you.
Are you? What was the other guy? He goes, "Are you open to being hit on right now?" Like that was an actual pickup line. You see this one right here?
Yeah, got you. I'll
Play
get
that
you.
one. We're gonna play this over. I didn't mean to do these in this order, but I think it's kind of you'll see the point here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
If I was single, here's exactly what I would do. I would do 3 photo shoots. I would have 10 different outfits split among those 3 days. I would get in the best shape of my life in the next 90 days and follow an exact meal plan and program. I would learn how to message. I would study between ChatGPT on how to message women. I would get comfortable in front of a camera so I could start sending video messages and stand out from everyone else on Hinge. I would use Hinge, Facebook Dating, Bumble, and Tinder. I would send 50 to 100 messages on each of those apps within an hour and a half a day. It's really not that hard. I would literally block out everything, shut it off, middle of the day, whenever you have that free time, an hour and a half. I would send as many as I can on each app. I would get the paid version of all of them, right? And then I would set up 4 high-quality dates a week with girls that are willing to come to me, willing to go to the type of restaurant that I like to go to set up that structure for the relationship, to make sure she's into the things that I like, and letting her know that the second date is going to be the gym or something in fitness, to make sure that it's a girl that aligns with my habits. So again, I would get in the best shape of my life. I would send the messages needed. I would get comfortable in front of a camera. I would have date spots lined up, and then I would go on dates until I found one that was compatible to me, and each date would be a practice to get better for the next one, to make sure I am my best self, not acting, to make sure I'm my best self until I find a girl that was really into me and liked me a lot. And then when I found that woman, I would like her a lot and make it a relationship. If you want my ebook on Game and Frame, then comment the word
Yeah. See, funnel marketing. What did I say? I told you it's
Okay,
funnel
all right,
marketing.
here we go, guys. What do you think? Now, let's be honest here. What do you think is actually going on here? Kindly, what do you think is happening here?
He's just trying to sell his.
No, that's fine. But he has some beliefs that come from somewhere. Where do you think they
Well,
come
I
from?
mean, I guess if it's a numbers game, if you ask 100 people a day something, somebody's going to say yes.
That's part of it. What do you think?
He thinks attractive women are actually on dating apps.
Okay, that's another big issue. But there's a few more. What do you think, Sydney?
He needs a job.
He needs a job. Okay.
Get a job.
Let me ask you something. Was he an ugly guy?
Yes.
You thought he was ugly?
I thought he opens his mouth, yes.
What, just physically? Did he look like a skinny guy?
If he didn't open his mouth,
Did he look like he goes to the gym? He looks like he goes to the gym, right? Does he look? He had a lot of tattoos, right? He looked like he was pretty tall, actually.
he could burn down to 10%.
Let's hope he's
No,
tall.
I'm just saying.
that
No,
would be it.
just follow me on this. Blue, what do you think? What do you think is going on there?
I mean, he needs to talk to a girl.
Yeah.
There's actually someone who could give him advice.
So
he needs a prescription
there
for
were two.
methamphetamine. Maybe that
There
too.
was 2 things I wanted you to say, and you said one of them, which is clearly he's not doing this in real life because he would understand what he's saying is not effective. September, what do you think is going on there?
I'll go against the grain and say I actually think he's quite okay looking.
Yes.
So therefore, I think he's got already going for him. I think the way he approaches it is a bit of a disillusion. I think he thinks that this numbers game, I don't believe this numbers game is a thing.
Yeah. So ding, ding, ding. She got the other thing right, which is he is not he's a better than average looking guy. Like maybe he's not a gorgeous dude, but women are going to go out with him on a regular basis. Whereas when we're dealing with Samdeep from New Delhi, who just moved here, he's a 2nd generation Indian guy who's 5'3", and he goes off and he does all the shit that this guy says. It won't work for him. It won't. And then the other thing we saw, we ask every girl, you say, "Will you be my girlfriend? Will you be my girlfriend?" Where does that come from? Why is Gary Vaynerchuk saying that? Why is that? Anybody? Why is Gary Vaynerchuk saying stuff like that? Just go to every girl you see and ask him to be your girlfriend.
I guess like numbers game as well, but at the same time, like if you're gonna walk up and ask every girl, like, what else are you bringing to the table? Here's my bank account.
It's shotgun.
I think. Let me ask this question a different way. Obviously, what he's saying is absurd. I'm asking you, why does he think that's true? Does anybody have a guess?
Maybe because it works for him because he's rich.
It worked for him in the past. It worked for him in the past.
Like if he walks up to someone and is like, "Would you like to date me?" They're like, "Yes,
ding,
I
ding,
would."
ding, ding, ding. Okay, cool. So what's happened is Gary Vaynerchuk's extremely famous. Maybe you guys don't know, but in the marketing space, everyone knows Gary Vaynerchuk is like he's pre Grant Cardone. He's pre everyone. He's like maybe a little even before Ty Lopez. Like he's the originator. And the guy's got 10 million followers. And so for him, he's constantly, even though some of you ladies probably don't know who he is, he probably has hundreds of women in his DMs all the time. So in his mind, that's what the world looks like.
I have to pull the plug here real quickly. Gary Vaynerchuk ended up marrying his longtime girlfriend for a long time and then dumped her for the new wife right now, who is infinitely hotter.
Yes.
And
I think she worked for him.
Yeah, worked for him. And it was like much younger. And essentially he just traded up for a trophy wife. wife once he had
Traded her in for a
millions
model.
of dollars.
So again, he has
So-
millions of dollars, and then
I
and then
think that
dates,
might have something to
and
do
then
with
date
his
someone
game.
date someone that works for him. Like, do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, that's like, so what is that saying? So he's married. He's been married for a while. What is the thing? Like, again, I like, you know,
His
if
wife
we
was
talk.
probably like a partner more than like someone that
Well,
he
she
can-
saw-
but like the woman that worked for him
No, agreed with that. But,
listens to him and he can kind of.
but the original
Control
question I'm asking is, why does he think that advice is acceptable? And let's go back to one other thing: the thing with Steven Crowder, the thing with Ben Shapiro, the thing with Patrick Bet-David, the thing with Matt Walsh. What is the issue that these guys have? It's that they're married, trying to tell single guys how to deal with women in 2025. And no offense, because you know I'm a big fan of PBD, but I listen to PBD and Adam Sosnick go at each other talking about dating, and Adam is 100% correct.
Yes.
And Patrick has been married so long that he doesn't understand that the game is complete. It is the difference between horse and buggy to Ferrari.
Yeah.
Like that's the difference now, and they don't grasp it. We had Andrew Wilson on a couple weeks ago talking about how the clergy cannot keep up with the fact that all these changes are happening. If you guys want to see actual definable changes that have happened to the society in the last few years, read the book called The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt, where he goes over what happens to women after 1995 and men to a certain extent, but it affects women more when women have cell phones through puberty, what it does to their mindset, how they become extremely, like they need validation, attention seeking, they need stimulus constantly, neuroticism, you get ADHD, all these other things that are happening.
I just think the problem is that men are not being themselves these days.
Is that what's going on?
I
They
think
need to
that's
be
what's
just be
happening.
yourself.
Lack of
You
transparency.
just need to be yourself.
Or just the
Yeah.
lack of like romanticizing things of like being, it's like a sales pitch, you know?
Well,
It's
that's
like-
funny you should say. This is a really good comment here. Is the guy says because all of these sales and marketing guys think that everything is just about maximizing economy of scale, reach, casting a biggest net, and you're going to take those the things that work for funnel marketing are not necessarily always going to work in the sexual economy, I guess.
So there's one other reason why those last three things we saw, why they exist, and it's because it's what
three
people.
things?
So the guy who's like, just go outside. Those three videos we just saw. The second one with, and the third one with the guy who's like, I would get on every dating app and message.
He actually, out of all of them, he did not give the worst advice. Speaking on camera and getting in shape, that is great advice.
That is great advice. But the main thing, oh gosh, I forgot my point. Anyway, we'll go back to it a little bit. This is
advice in general.
Well, I was going to say, I would just want to tag something on there to the end of the PBD thing. Is like the problem I have with PBD is not that it would be one thing if all it was about was him being sort of disconnected from the sexual marketplace right now, but it's not. He gets self-righteous about the whole damn thing. And the whole thing is, well, Adam, you're not, meeting the right girls in the right places. You're going and meeting these ratchet hoes down in, at Booby Trap. And
yeah,
in Miami
I've hung out
or
with Adam.
something
No,
like
he's
that.
not.
And
No,
again,
he's not.
again, the reason why is because Patrick had his party days. He used to live here in Las Vegas, right? He used to have, and he thinks he's comparing his party days when he was single to what the incredible technological advancements to what we have to deal with now. No woman that he spoke to 20 years ago had anywhere near the stimulus that was provided to them that the women do today. And so that's the reason why this is just so incredibly different.
Oh, wait, I got to read. Aaron Clary decided to give us a $10 super chat. He says, Mike, make sure old man Rolo gets his pudding before bedtime. He gets cranky.
Rolo can barely make it
Thanks
to 11.
Thanks a lot.
He has to go to sleep about halfway through the show.
Yes.
Oh, I remember my point. My point was this. There's one other thing. There's one reason why, there's sort of a glass ceiling when it comes to your content, my content in general. And that is, I have never said things that people want to hear. I only tell the truth. I say things, so I go look at the data, I look at the experience, I look at anecdotal experience, scientific experience, etc. I put it together, and then I give you guys an honest opinion. And often my opinion is we're hairless murder apes. We're only interested in status initially, like things that people don't want to hear. Do you know what Gary Vaynerchuk said? He said something people want to hear. Go on, and that other guy, go on dating apps. Just go up and talk to girls. This is what people want to hear. But what happens? We have another video. I'll show it to you guys a little bit. But this guy's like, this is a gay guy, and he talks to all of his straight female friends, and he goes, "Hey, what?" He goes, "What do all the women want?" And then he goes, "Women all want men to come up and approach them. And then at the same time, women all think that men who come up and approach them are creepy." And it's like, have fun with that. That's what you're getting. No, what women want is really good looking guys to come approach them, and not the rest of them. And what they consider to be good looking has been morphed. Just like what happens to a guy who watches a lot of pornography, his belief about what women will do and what they look like changes when women are constantly looking at dating apps and social media. What she believes a man will do also changes, unless you're kindly, in which case it's probably real.
Just read our minds. That's what we
Exactly.
Just read our minds.
Just read your minds.
Yeah.
Sell a horse
Also,
on that.
Don't
Yeah.
want the really good-looking man to come up.
Yeah. What are we doing
Because
next?
he probably just goes up to.
Oh my goodness, I love this one.
Okay, guys, this one's really important. I wish we could get the comments on the bottom of this, but I want you guys to watch this.
I use this on my Sunday show, by the way.
I've got
Called
several
a
people
third date run-in. So I'll get randomly contacted. This happened about a week ago, where a guy will tell me, "Hey, I met this great girl on a dating app. I can tell she still has some walls up. I need you to do a run-in." So
does this
a
mean?
run-in it's a very popular service, and believe it or not, people still can't tell when I'm doing it for real. So I'll give you the example of this client like a week ago. He was at a restaurant in Upper East Side, and I run into him, and I'm like, "Robert? Oh my God, it's been, how long has it been since we've seen each other? You look amazing. You grew a beard and everything since I've seen.
No way.
Have you been like working out?" And then I turn to the girl and I'm like, "I'm so sorry, I'm being so rude. I just haven't seen him in so long, and he is the greatest." And I say hi to her, and I'm really nice. And then I always leave with saying like, "Hey, we have got to catch up. So just call me this week, and you guys have fun tonight."
Wait, I am
and I leave.
stunned by
I've done it
this.
at the gym. I do it everywhere you could possibly think of.
Okay, real quick. My first question before I get your reaction is, do you think what she said would actually work? Raise your hand if you think it would work. Anybody here would not think it worked. It would not work? You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
No.
Interesting. Okay. And then the other thing I'm going to ask you is, what do you think the reactions in the comments were? Anybody? There were 2 reactions there.
Crazy woman.
Crazy woman. What else? What do you think?
Wedding ringer. That's
Okay.
what it reminds me
So
of.
I wish we could read the reactions, because I thought that was the most telling part. There were 2 reactions. Reaction 1 was, "This would never work on me. I'm so mature. This would only work on unhealed women, where they would get jealous because another guy was talking to their man." And then at the same time, there was another group of people, actually probably the same group of people, like, "This is toxic. Why would you need to do this in order to get attraction from women?" Hold on, bitch. It either doesn't work or it does. It can't be both. It can't be if it's toxic, that means what you're saying, toxic is not great, but it means it works. Or it doesn't work. It's one or the other. Now, for the 2 of you who don't believe it works, I got bad news for you. It absolutely does work.
But who's working for
What-
the male or the
what-
female? I'm saying like it's not working for the female, not for the male.
Right.
Yeah.
But like for men, I know. I just listen. Not that I've ever had anyone do this for me before, like 50, 60
What?
fucking times.
Maybe for the man, but not for the female. That's crazy behavior.
Okay.
That's like the
In a previous life, Kindly has probably hooked me up with so many girls doing exactly what she said. So whether or not it works is not debatable.
Definitely.
Now it's funny because I heard FitX Fearless. He was the first guy to comment on there, and he goes, "You should." No, it wasn't FitX Fearless. It was Lucario. And he was the first guy to comment on there, and he said, "This shows that you care too much about what women think. You shouldn't be doing this." And the thing is,
crazy.
The thing is, he's not wrong in that. What he's saying is, you shouldn't be paying someone to do this. And
I agree.
I kind of
You
agree.
You should make a female friend who actually will
That
do this.
that
for free.
that is my that is my
then it's organic.
that is my recourse as well. That's my response as
Because
well.
then it's like general, like, "Oh, how are you?" I
Yeah.
actually am asking, and then we actually do have like a relationship
Yes.
where we're friends, and so it seems very
Okay.
natural.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I would never tell a
then
female
you leave and
friend
they're
to
like,
wing me.
"How
I would
do you
never
know her?"
tell a
Nobody got time for that.
They're like, well,
Never
she was
told
pretty, and,
you
like,
to
how
ever
do
do
you know
that.
her?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
The problem is, Blue. I can't.
Time.
The problem is, Blue. I can't think of a single time it didn't work. It works every time, and the reason why is because it's not a conscious reaction. It's one of these things where if I come up to you and I'm a stranger, you have all these like beliefs, because I'm sure you get hit on by guys all the time, and in your mind you're like, another creepy dude, another creepy dude, another creepy dude. Like, leave me alone. Too many creepy dudes. Another creepy dude. And then some guy walks up and with her and another couple of girls will be like, "Hey, we're doing an animal rescue tomorrow. Would you like to come?" That's a very different approach than what you might be used to at the gym, where some guy is like sitting there staring at your butt. Do you understand?
Right. Yeah, no, I can see that.
So that's my point. Is like that kind of what we call pre-selection. It's devastatingly effective for really, really fucking average guys.
In this instance, I would call it soft dread, is what it is.
Sure.
It creates competition anxiety, but it's so there's 2 kinds. Well, in my book, anyways, there's 2 kinds of dread. There's overt dread, which is an ultimatum, which is do what I want you, or I'm going to go down. There's a lot of girls that really want me. I'm going to go down to the bar here and pick up anyone. If you're not, you don't do what I tell you. Like that. Like I'm the shit. Like you're trying to like create your own value, right? That comes off as fake and comes off as try hard, and it comes out. But then there's passive dread, which is exactly what you guys have been doing. Maybe you don't know what you're doing it, but that's essentially, you call it pre-selection. It's having a third party reconfirm your value with like unsolicited.
By the way,
right? Yeah.
By the way, this effect is not quite as strong, but you can actually do it with men too. I've had situations where I've been on a date and a bunch of guys who are fans will come up
Justin
and start,
Waller and Sterling Cooper do exactly.
They'll just come up and start talking.
Sorry to sell you guys out.
Yeah, they'll start saying, "Can I take a picture with you?" And I can just tell discernibly the girl's like, "Yo, who the fuck is this guy that they want to take a picture with?" It's super weird what happens. And the best part is the guy walks up to me, hands the girl the camera, and say, "Can you take a picture of us together?" And she's like, "Yo, what?" And and at first it's like the audacity, but then later on it's like, in comparison to every other creepy dude asking you to see Bob's and Vagine, every other creepy dude, how less creepy is this? He's got something going on. So that's the thing. I don't want to debate whether or not what she's saying is ethical. You may say it is, maybe it isn't because they're paying her. I don't want to debate whether or not you think it's effective. It's 100% effective. If you don't believe it is, thank God, because I'm going to have a business I'm going to make $50 million if you think that what she's saying isn't true, because that means you're going to teach people the wrong thing, and I'm just going to keep having clients forever.
Are there guys who don't think this is true?
Absolutely. There's tons of guys. And you know who they are? They're good-looking guys. Yeah. Super good-looking guys don't believe in that. They don't, because they don't have to do that.
Because they believe they've earned their value.
Correct.
That's why.
Yeah, exactly. So they actually don't. They aren't even aware that they have an advantage for being good looking. They actually think they're good. We have a great video. Did I give you the James Harden video?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we play that? Sure. I'm going to show you an example. James Harden's a little different. He's 6'5", shooting guard. He's probably worth $400 or $500 million. I just want you to.
I've seen her a couple of times and looking at her Instagram, and I asked one of my homegirls, "Give me the number."
He called my phone like 5 times at 8 o'clock in the morning. I didn't even know he had my number. I didn't know who gave him my number. I didn't know what was going on.
But she don't know who I am, what's going on, none of that.
So then he FaceTimes me.
She's so weird, she answered the FaceTime. Weird. Hey, it's you again, huh?
He's like, "You look so nice at 8 o'clock in the morning." And then I'm just like, "How did you get my number?"
Talked for an hour and a half. The first time. I got game. Like, I know how to put words together to where it makes sense. So you like stunned.
Put them together. James does not have any game at all.
Hey, there's another word if you're not an NBA player for this. It's called what is it? Harassment.
Just so
I like how he calls her weird, but then is calling her from a number she doesn't know.
So, but hold on. Let's go back to the original theme. He thinks he has game. He's not kidding. He thinks that he was born on third base and thought he had a triple. James Harden is a walk-in first ballot Hall of Famer in the NBA Hall of Fame, and he's worth $125 million. And then so for him he called the girl 5-6 times. Her friends were like, "Bitch, you better pick up the phone. That's James Harden. Are you out of your mind? Pick up the phone." That's what happened. And so from his standpoint, the rest of do you guys see how damaging this is when someone not that attractive then sees this and starts calling you at 8 o'clock in the morning 5 times? Do you see how crazy this
James
is?
Harden.
It's like an ego.
Go ahead.
You have to be delusional to think that would be okay if you're not even that attractive.
First off, I'm mad at homegirl for giving out my number without asking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you don't know me at all and you're calling me over and over at 8 o'clock in the morning,
You better be worth $125 million. Exactly.
Even still.
But do you guys understand? So that's kind of the theme of this show. It's like how the general population, dating coaches, matchmakers, pop psychologists, pickup artists, black pill people, all these individuals, they're just giving horrible, horrible dating advice that don't work for 80% of men. And then they think it does. Women don't, guys, again, I don't know what it's like to date as a woman. So, but women are sitting there giving advice. That one girl, what's her name? The one who goes on to Chris Williamson all the time with the black hair who gives terrible advice. I can't remember her name right now.
Blaine?
Sadia Khan?
No.
Damn it. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's such
timeout.
Oh, that was great.
It's such ineffective advice that I see these people do, and then the response is always to me. It's one of two things: either Michael, the stuff you teach wouldn't work, or Michael, the stuff you teach is immature. It's so toxic. I can't believe you're manipulating people. Hold on, bitch. It's either one or the other. It either works or it doesn't work. It can't be both. And so that's the issue. That's the thing that I've seen most recently is just this plethora of horrible dating advice. And why does it get through? Why does it pass through the filter? It's because it's what people want to hear. People want to believe a movie like Hitch is real. Hitch is a movie about sexual harassment. If you guys don't understand, Hitch is a terrifying movie about dudes who are obsessed with one woman and one guy's teaching them to go ahead and manifest their obsession. That is sexual harassment. That's what it is. But in reality, there's one guy in the movie, I don't know if you remember, he's like, yeah, I just want to sleep with a bunch of women. And Will Smith was about to punch him in the face. That's the only guy who got it. That's the only guy who actually understood. Being attractive to women in general is the secret. It's not finding one woman and then just when you're not attractive to women and then just obsessing over her. But when you do find a woman who reciprocates your feelings, then you can reciprocate back, but not before, not until they show you some interest.
No, I remember the other day we were watching Californication, and the whole time we were watching the show, we were like, dude, fuck, this show would never ever be.
You guys will notice it's very hard to find the show Californication anywhere because the show is what I would like to call factually accurate. Like it's very that's exact. Like David Duchovny was basically he's a sex addict playing a sex addict. He's Charlie Sheen. Basically, he's Charlie Sheen 1.0. Basically, he's a sex addict playing a sex addict. He's funny as shit during the whole show, and every episode he's just banging a different chick. And then after a while, the show got canceled. Why did it get canceled? Because people didn't like the idea of what he was doing. Because even though it was effective, so that was the issue there. Anyway, so that was I wanted to show you that. I don't know what you thought about that whole day with the third date run-in. Do you think that would work? Oh, actually, before you met me, do you think that would have worked?
Oh, yeah. Because all it is, like I said before, I've been writing about, like, I kind of break it down into like nuts and bolts when it comes to like the psychology of it. So it's like, for lack of a better term, we've been calling it dread for a long time. And that's just because it's about like urgency. It's about immediacy. It's about like establishing that. Well, I mean, so one of the things that I break down in my books is when we talk about pre-selection, we talk about social proof. It's one thing if you have other people that are verifying that for you. Like if we're Babes in Toyland, people come up to me and say, "Oh, Rollo, can I take a selfie with you? Can I, now that I got you, can I tell you about my problems?" That kind of stuff. That's one thing. But if it's unsolicited, if you try to manufacture it yourself, that's when you come off as being creepy.
Yeah.
That's
No. You can try to manufacture it. She just can't see it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing it on the
It
third
has to
date
be
is diabolical because that's like the sex date.
No, you do it.
Right?
Yes.
And so like doing it on the third date is just kind of like
Listen, she's the one who called it
down.
she called it the sex date. Guys, I really should not be saying this out loud, but here's the thing.
It kind of is.
I have guys.
You don't have to. She said it.
I have guys that ask me this all the time. It's like, Michael, don't you think it's showing too much interest if I send an Uber to go pick up a girl for like a first date? I was like, if you send an Uber to pick up a girl on the first date, that does show a little bit of interest. But what's even better is at the end of the date when she doesn't like you, or you yawn and you call an Uber to get rid of her. That's when you're paying money to get rid of a girl.
You're right,
you'll be shocked because the second date, all of a sudden she's very, very agreeable, loves being around you. Why? Because she recognizes for the first time she's dating a man who actually values his time and doesn't spend all of his time simping over women. And it's so rare to find that. Whenever I did, we played this a while ago. Do you remember the small forward for the Celtics? What's his name? He won an NBA championship. Well, I can't remember his name right now. He was on some show and he was talking about, hey, if your wife went on with Chris Brown and started taking a bunch of photos with Chris Brown and Chris Brown was grabbing their ass, what would you do? And he goes, well, like I'm a public figure. If my wife did that, it'd be over. We would just get a divorce. That would be the end of the relationship. He goes, but Pookie and Ray Ray down the street, they need to be like, oh, you go, girl. You did that. You met Chris Brown. Good job. Because it's true. Not 99%, but like 85% of men, they're lucky. If their wife cheats on them, they have to tolerate it. This is why 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by men. I'm just trying to explain to you guys right now, like the idea if you don't believe me, I want you to think about how much more money Piers Morgan has than you do. Just take a second right now, and I want you to think about how much more famous Piers Morgan is than you are. I want you to think about how much more money Piers Morgan has than you do, and Piers Morgan's wife cucks him, repeatedly cucks him. And by the way, I hope if he hears this, he's not offended by it, because your wife is doing this on Instagram, openly talking about having sex with other men. So this idea, like, that's why I keep trying to explain to you guys, if you can show any boundaries at all, just remember what I said before, 4,000 downloads on Spotify puts you in the top 5%. If you can show any boundaries with women so far at all, in comparison to every other guy out there, you look like the Holy Spirit. They're like, oh, they can't believe like a man actually has boundaries and isn't like respects his own time. It's what I've said this before. The group of men that are above status poverty has never been a smaller percentage, but it's never been easier to get into it because of the bad advice pulling you out of it. Makes sense? Be more vulnerable. I'm going to be vulnerable to people who I care about. I'll be vulnerable to Kindly or Harper. I'll be vulnerable to Tristan or Rollo because I've known them for a while. They've earned my vulnerability. That word earned. Let's use that more, men. Earned my vulnerability, earned my affection, earned my intent. Instead, what do? We give it away for $3.99 a month on OnlyFans. That's what we do. We give it away. We go to the strip club and we throw our intent in $20 bills on the woman because she has a fat ass. Let's use that word. Let's write that down. Put it on your forehead, on your hand. Earn my intent. Earn my sexuality. Earn my horniness. Earn my loyalty. Earn my time. Earn my friendship. Earn my leadership. Let's let them earn it instead of going off and being vulnerable to people that we don't know, and stop listening to shitty advice. That's the other thing I want to bring up.
Wait, can we go back to the dread topic for a second? Because this is the first time I've had Harper and Kindly at the show at the same time, and they've witnessed it. I want to hear it from their perspectives because you guys are the ones who, allegedly manufacture it for me and Michael.
God. I don't want the responsibility here. Hold on.
It's a big responsibility.
I know.
No,
Because it's crazy it's even a debate anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously works. Obviously, like I said, and also on the third date, like it just works.
Diabolical.
It's diabolical.
There's like a trust level, right? Like
Should be on the
you see
first
another
date.
girl, like you trust your women, and obviously, like we're two women that would never put another woman in like a bad situation. So I'm never gonna have a friendship where I'm like sticking my neck out there for somebody who I don't already see value in, already would potentially see as a good figure in somebody else's life. But it works very much.
But I mean, I'm also not just going to do that for some guy I don't
Yeah,
know.
not
or
randomly,
whatever.
no.
Like, I actually do know that he's a
like he's a good
decent human being, and he is my friend.
Guys, for those of you
I'm
who
not
think,
just gonna go up to a
if
stranger
you
and
think
be
they're
like,
talking
"Hey,
in code,
bro."
she's talking about being a wing woman.
Yeah.
She's talking about being a wing woman and how effective that is. There's no, in fact, I've gotten to the point where I don't think there's anything more effective. I have a couple of clients I have one client, he told me he takes home about $1 million a month. And he was explaining to me, he's like, I'm tired of women trying to use me for money. And I was like, I told him exactly what to do. He did it one time and he found his girlfriend one time. What he did is he took a trip to Vegas. He had he rented a Sprinter van and he told like 4 stunning girls. He didn't hit on any of them. He said, you guys are going to come with me to Vegas. I'm going to pay for everything. But he didn't actually pay for anything. He actually gave the credit card to his assistant, and the assistant paid for everything. No one saw any transactions. He took the girls to them to Vegas from Arizona, and then went there. And each girl that he brought had the responsibility of bringing more girls. And one of those girls he's now engaged to. I gave him this advice. He did it one time because why? Because these other attractive women vouched for him. It generated genuine attraction, not money attraction, genuine attraction. And it
doesn't even need to be in person. It could be on Instagram.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's multiple studies from Oklahoma State, Texas Tech University, the Royal Society, Southwest University, all showing that men pictured in photos with women in general are deemed to be more attractive. And it's not that the guy, I'm not talking about the dude with sunglasses on, snorting a bunch of Coke with 2 bottles of tequila, putting his arm around women. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the guy who's in a nice suit, standing on a red carpet, raising money for animals, and with his female friends who seem to be happy to be around him. That's just more like, I don't know. I'm calling my own foul here. But yeah, that's essentially what I'm talking about. And so just coming to the recognition,
specific.
Yeah. Well, I mean, coming to the recognition, like there is a way to solve this problem. And the problem is getting deeper. And by the way, this is only going in one direction. It's only going, you understand, guys, if you're annoyed now, all you guys who are watching this, 35, 40 years old, you're sick of going on dates with girls and they're stuck on their phone. It's only going one direction. More girls are going to be stuck on their phone more in the future. It's not going the other way. That's not going the other way. If there's one thing, anybody here who's watching this, you want to pass a piece of legislation you want to support ending smartphones in junior highs and high schools. They should be illegal. Yes. There should be a federal law making it completely illegal for children under the age of 16 to have any access to smartphones whatsoever. Dumb phones for sure. Maybe I can, check my son's location and maybe we can text.
Today in Australia, as of today in Australia, now Facebook is banned. I've got twins, and it's banned now. Facebook's not allowed for children and stuff, and I'm a massive advocate for it.
But like
That's
editing,
great.
like photos and stuff, like little girls, like being like, oh, I'd be pretty if my nose was smaller.
Yes.
And they're like 8 years old, 10 years old.
They're not even grown into it.
They
yet.
immediately think that they're like unattractive because of this or that. And it's
Okay,
like,
your
I
brain
can't
is
imagine
not
growing up like
your
that.
brain is not formed until you're older. By the way, it's 23 for women and 25 for men. Women actually, their brains form earlier than men. This is a maturity thing that happens. In that understanding, you giving children this brain rot while they're going through puberty, you're ruining them for the rest of their lives. And the result is largest group of sexless men we've seen in almost recorded history, lowest marriage rate, higher divorce rate. The divorce rate is slightly decreasing, but that's because people aren't getting married. And then additionally, high levels of obesity. We're seeing all these problems. Why is it? It's because we've given these people under the age of 30. 1995 was the cutoff. People born after 1995, that was the issue where we started seeing woke campuses. This guy wants to speak. We're going to throw vegetables at him, get him kicked off, cancel speeches on that. What used to never happen. Why is that happening? And Jonathan Haidt, I think, has that. And the reason why I like Jonathan Haidt's books is Jonathan Haidt is a liberal talking about a conservative idea, which is the idea that you should be able to speak. You should not be offended. There should be more free play, more rough housing. The word we used to call is bullying, more hazing, like that kind of stuff. It makes you more of a robust human being, and when you don't have it builds character. And when you don't have that, when you don't like, if you guys listen to like Rollo and Aaron Clary go back at each other, it's hilarious. But it's like why it builds a stronger bond. It builds a strong
tough skin.
It builds a balance of like everything. It's like the yin and the yang, you know. It's like you can't have.
You know what's funny is I've had people like because they'll watch me and Clary go at it because we're from a different generation, right? So we go at it and people go, do you hate him? Is there something wrong? Like oh my gosh, there's friction between you. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So
we get that comment a lot. From our employees.
Humans will get this.
I didn't know you guys had a problem in beef.
We're not designed. So if I say what up, bitch, and give you a fist bump like this when we play basketball, like. If I pass you the ball, you hit a layup, and I go, "Good job, motherfucker."
Is that a hazing ritual?
But if I text you, "Good job, motherfucker," it's like, "Yo, what does this guy hate me? What's going on?" We're not designed to read the inflection or the subtext from text messages, and so because of that, we lose all of the translation, and we also get worse. We get more, for lack of a better word, uncalibrated and autistic because we're not having IRL. Communication, which is why part of the reason why we started this show, so we could have 8 people in the room.
That's Key and Peele.
Yeah,
and
which
they're reading text messages to each other. He's like, "You're fucking priceless," and he's like, "Oh, I'm priceless." And like one's reading it angry, and the other one's like, And then they go to meet up, and he's like ready to fight, and the other one's like, "I got you a shot." Yeah, that's really cool.
The chat wants you to say "make choice copying" so they can drink.
Oh, make choice copying. David Buss, pre-selection. You guys can all drink now. That's all terrific stuff. Oh, there
10% of men get 90% of the women on the dating apps.
Yeah.
Reason that's such a problem is because we're guys. You bring a 4 in here right now with a big butt or big boobs, bruh, I'll bend her over that table right there. I don't care. Now she thinks that she's on my level. I just did it because it was a random Tuesday and I got nothing to do. And so now she thinks that she's up this hierarchy, and I hate to put numbers to it, but this is the way that people understand it. She thinks she's here when most of the time the guy that does that would never actually date her. But because there's so much access to so many men and so many women on such a large scale, it creates this kind of dissonance between where people should be. That becomes dangerous as well, because now you have girls that are probably not in the league of a guy like you. They think they're in that league because that guy slept with her.
Facts.
But the truth of the matter is he just got nothing to do on a Tuesday night. Sorry. And now she won't give the normal guy a shot because she's been with the big boss. She's been with the successful guy. And it's a bunch of bullshit.
Shout out to the NBA.
Yes, shout out to my man.
You want to play the
Justin.
rest, or you want
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
Shout out to Justin Waller. So the reason why I love this video is because the complaint is what Justin, when someone says what Justin says, the response is, "You're just an incel who's angry at women." No, I know Justin Waller. Women throw themselves at this dude like no one I've ever seen in my entire life.
You want me to tell you a story? I can tell you a story.
Like
Okay.
crazy. Like I'll be sitting there and I'll have girls like literally come up and hand me a camera to take a picture of them with Justin. Justin is telling you the story from the other end of it, from the Chad standpoint, telling you that a girl will have sex with me and actually think she's on my level, and then she won't give a regular guy a chance. And so that's the thing. When other guys say it in this space, then it's like, "Oh, you're just some kind of misogynist." No, he's telling you this. Just like when I tell you guys, if your girlfriend leaves you, to go on stage at the club and she leaves you down in the GA the whole night while she's dancing with the DJ, that's not going to work. I'm not telling you that because my girlfriend left me up there. I'm telling you that because I'm on stage. I'm watching your girlfriend cheat on you in front. I'm not jaded because I'm hurt. I'm jaded because I've seen the other side of it. I've seen women come here, want to go on dates with me, ask them, hey, are you in a relationship? Swear to God they're not in a relationship. Tell me they don't have an Instagram, find their Instagram and see that they're engaged. It happens all the time. In fact, the girl, I just showed you a photo. That girl was engaged that night. That night she was engaged. That was in 2017. She was engaged. And it's just so crazy to me when I see this. I'm not telling you this out of bitterness. I'm warning you because I'm on the other end of it, telling you, yes, if your girl is on stage and if your girlfriend calls Diplo Wes, it's over. We're talking a 90-200 body count. If your girlfriend calls Skrillex Sonny, it's over. You're fucking done. If your girlfriend knows Deadmau5 and calls him Joel, focus on yourself, King, because you have got no chance if that's the case. Yeah. And so that's why I'm not telling you guys this out of bitterness. I'm telling you this out of it's just obvious from being on the other end of it, living here in Vegas and seeing what will happen if you put a shiny object in front of a girl.
Unless there's a hall pass though.
Unless
everyone has a hall pass. Yeah. Like Halsey, right?
What was the hall pass?
Like if Chainsmokers says Halsey, come on, Halsey's the hall pass.
Right, but that's girl on girl hall pass.
Exactly.
But that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Okay, but that's relationship, in a relationship dynamic.
Yeah, girls sleeping with girls, you actually lose a body.
You lose a body count.
Yeah. So for
instance, I like this logic, but not everybody feels that way.
Did you guys not know that? That's kind of a rule here. There are two rules. So if you've slept with 80 guys and 80 girls, you're a virgin. Your body count is 0. You guys not know that? Yeah.
I'm good then.
That's the first. You're good?
That's good math.
Who here has got a negative number? Anybody got a negative number? We got one person with a negative number. And then the second rule, we have the rule of kindly. Do you guys know what the rule of kindly is? If you get new boob job,
new anything,
you get new anything. You get new boob job. You get liposuction. You get BBL.
You get a new body.
You get new body.
Anyone you've had sex with, they haven't had sex with.
That body.
I'm good again. It's like if you didn't have any boobs at all, like flat chest, and then you get big boobs. He hasn't been with you.
True. No, sure.
You can't be like, I love you right now. I used to. It's like, no, you didn't. Not
kindly's rule
starts over at 0.
If
you get something that changes your face or body, it starts going on.
I would totally run a cult. I'm telling you right now. I would follow it.
When Kylie and I first became friends, she told me that she's like, if you get any procedure done, your body count goes back to 0.
Back to Australia. That's amazing. You've changed my life now with that.
Yeah, it goes back to 0.
And I think there was one other rule, which is basically if you're not in the same zip code as your partner, then it doesn't count or something. I can't remember what it was, but they were we had the most toxic rules, and they want you to do it. They want you to touch it.
They really do though.
Yeah.
You can do anything.
You can do anything if you're famous.
The chat's calling it a respawn.
Yeah. That's exactly right. I'm telling you, it's Kindly's rules, not my rule. But I thought it was an interesting.
I have to tell you a Justin Waller story. Okay, so Justin Waller and I, it was in 2022, and we were out in Dallas for George Gammon's one of his groups meetup. Oh, it was the Collective. It was one of his groups. Anyways, we're there, and it was the last night we were there. We were at the hotel, and we were going to be over in Miami the next night. And it was me, and it was his photographer guy, his PA, Tom was with us. And we're at the Mexican restaurant that's at this place, and we're just sitting there minding our own business. It's like a Sunday night, right? And this chick walks by, and she's not a bad looking girl, and she just kind of breezes by us at our table. And she takes it looks like a tab, like a bar tab, or like the paper, for your menu stuff. And she just does this on the table. I'm looking at it, and he picks it up, and he looks at this, and it says Ashley something or other, room, whatever it was, and a phone number on it like that. And he holds it up, and I actually have a picture of him holding the thing up. That's Justin Waller's life, in a nutshell. And I could not believe that happened right then and there. And I'm like, well, the only guy that I know who it could happen to will be Justin Waller.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I've seen that happen before. So again, I reckon. The other thing is, I want to make this.
He didn't open his mouth.
Hold on. The other thing, we want to make this point. And you and I've had this discussion before. I've talked with you about this before. I'll hold a bikini competition, and then there's girls up there competing with the top tier girls, like Ambry McKee and Masha Diduk. And then when they don't win, they're like, "This thing is rigged."
Yeah, they're devastated.
They're devastated, and we're like, well, you had no chance. I appreciate you coming out here. Congratulations. Yeah. It takes a lot of fucking courage to go up there in a bikini, but you are out. You had no chance.
Even if you look amazing, those girls are like
they're
top.
Yeah, they're going to beat you. So like,
they're going to beat.
My point is, what the other thing we're trying to say is we acknowledge there are guys way better looking than us, way more attractive than us physically. We're not delusional in this idea that I don't think that I can play small forward for the Lakers. I don't think that I can afford 3 Bugattis. I don't think that I can. Maybe I can. Probably not. I probably can't.
Just be yourself.
Yeah, just be yourself. You can do it.
I believe in
if you have good energy, you can. No, that's the thing. Like, we're not delusional, because me being delusional, I don't have a company. If me being the delusional, my employees like starve. Like I can't be delusional.
Be no employees.
Exactly. That's my point. And so that's the thing. But we talked to these, and you mentioned this before, and I've talked about you specifically. The girls who will sit there and ask us, be like, "Hey, can you fly us out for Babes in Toyland?" Yeah. It's a charity for children, bro.
I flew from Australia for it.
Yes,
that's what I'm here for.
I
flew on my own money.
I'm like every one of them, and I fly myself.
I'm like, there's 30, 40 girls there with millions of followers, and we're gonna pay for you to come to a children's charity.
You fly us out and do our hair and makeup.
Yes.
It's like, are you providing hair and makeup for everyone? And I'll sometimes respond.
No. What's even better? You missed these.
Wait, they ask you for this?
They'll ask, and I'll be like in the group chat, so I just like kind of step up and be like, no, that's not.
Because girls take like her word more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm like, sorry, I'm not getting my hair and makeup done for free.
It's a privilege. Like for me, like I said, I've flown 20 hours to be here for it tomorrow night. It's a privilege to be amongst people who are better than me,
and you're doing something good.
It's something good, but it's also against.
It's not a selfish thing.
Not at all. It's a good thing. It's also against people who are. I strive to be like. Yes. So you want to be around that.
Yes.
Like, but never stop competing. I think that's the thing. Like, you can always compete, right? Competing is great, but never compare and never compromise. Understand where you're at, who you're competing against, keep striving for wherever you're trying to go, but never have an unrealistic expectation that somebody who constantly shows up, that could be like an image, an idol, whatever it be, like they're there for a reason, you're there for a reason. Do not compare yourself, but always raise your level to your expectation.
Well, you heard what Justin said. He goes, the girl will sleep with me and then think she's on my level, right?
80 or 280?
80 or 280.
80 or 280.
He goes, what does he goes? Blind, cripple, or crazy? It goes 18 to 80, blind, cripple, or crazy. That's the U.S. Army credo. Is that correct? What they say in the U.S. Army for enlisted? Yeah, man. I mean, but just kind of going back to what we said before, the understanding of like, I understand that there's some guys that are way better looking than me, and then you see that there's some women that are just absolutely delusional. And he was talking about it from the sense of like some girl he hooked up with. For me, hosting at this point close to 70 different pageants, I see girls that come and participate, and I love them as people. They're wonderful people. And some of them, we hung out with them at Swimsuit USA. They know they're not going to win, and they just have awesome personalities, and I love hanging out with them, and they're having a great time. And then there's some girls out there who like legitimately, they think they could get top 5, and they're right. They could get top 5. And then there's some girls out there that are angry that they didn't make top 5. And I'm like, oh, you think, oh shit. Like, what is going on here? Like, no. You didn't earn that cover. Your man bought that for you. You didn't know. You really aren't on the cover of Max. That isn't real. Oh, you didn't know. Oh shit. And I've heard you talk about this before, and it's like it becomes this dilemma because now nobody gets what they should get. Nobody can be happy.
Hey, I'm just happy when the pageants are women. I'm just happy with that.
Yeah,
I'm happy the pageants have women.
None of the women have penises.
Oh god.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's like back in the day when I was in my rock star 20s, or in the Hollywood metal scene, there was these guys who would buy out clubs, like rock clubs, because it was a big deal back then because there's so many bands that were playing in Los Angeles at that time. And they had what was called a pay to play thing. And I can see this kind of happening right now, but it's more like in the sexual marketplace than it is really like because music scene's dead, right? But what they would do is they would go and they would buy out a club. And so they buy out the Troubadour.
The band would buy out a club?
No. The promoters would buy out a club, right?
Yeah.
So they would pay for the club, and then of course the club owners didn't care because they were just making money off the bar and the entry tabs, right? So what would happen is they would go in there, and the promoters would go and get like 4 or 5 bands, and they say, okay, you got to sell X amount of tickets to cover the cost, and if you can't, then you got to make up the difference, right? So basically, he's just covering his cost by promoting, just organizing the whole thing, right? And so what happened is it ended up killing the music scene because everybody could go into the Troubadour, the Roxy, or Gazzarri's or whatever, and they could play on the same stage as like, Van Halen or Rat or something like that, and then they would say, oh, I'm famous. No, you're not. You're just paying to play. Yeah. And so it's a lot like the sexual marketplace right now, where it's like you can buy your cover for Maxim magazine. But
Is that true, by the way? You could
really
just pay to be on the cover?
Yes.
Maxim,
Playboy.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a cheap thing that you can do, but if somebody really wants it, they can make it happen.
Correct.
Yeah, I know lots
That's
of
why
girls who-
sometimes sometimes you can tell.
There's some magazines that they don't accept anyone other than the girls who pay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's pretty and you're going to see, like, think of any American magazine, think of the Australian, Mexico, Venezuela, Sweden version of that magazine, the Canada, Maxim Canada. That's where those covers are going to be sold. And by the way, the producer of Maxim Canada probably lives in the US, never goes to Canada, nothing to do with Canada whatsoever. It's not even a physical magazine, but the girl can now say, I was on the cover of Maxim. That's what happens. And by the way, some of those girls are actually really pretty. And CJ Sparks has admitted, she's like, that's how I got started and it worked out for me. But that's because CJ is a talented model. But for a lot of girls, that's what they did because they got a sugar daddy, just pay for them to get on the cover of some magazine. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put my hand up right now. I'm on Playboy Denmark. I didn't pay at all.
Yeah.
But I was willing to pay to be in USA.
Yeah.
But the price was extortionate.
Yeah, that's how much
was the
that's
price?
like
You don't
if you
ask
have
how
to
much was
pay,
it?
They were
it's
asking for
expensive.
$20,000 for USA. And I just got lucky at last minute. I got Denmark Playboy this month for free.
Yeah, 'cause that's like if you have to pay for
but
it,
saying
it's
that I'm coming to
expensive.
this event, so forth. I'm doing my due diligence with FHM and stuff as well. So I'm paying my way in a little bit coming to these events. So I do understand what you're saying. But yeah, there's no way in hell I'll be paying $20K for the cover. Because you know what? I'm not paying my medicine. And I feel like if you have to pay $20,000, you probably don't deserve to be there.
Yeah. Incredible. All right, we got another one coming up here. Let's see. Let's check it out.
Being a man hater online has made me a magnet for high value men. There's about 20% of dudes that follow this account and they're all super chill. Like, guys will message me and they're like, I know you're talking to women, but thanks so much for your support. And I also have the best guys in real life. One of my guy friends will literally wake up every day and be like, how can I make your day better? He'll like send me flowers and he's just like the sweetest person on planet Earth. Because real men are not intimidated by women who are just like unapologetic about their standards or call stuff out. In fact, they kind of like that. And it will honestly repel really toxic, insecure guys who can't take any accountability. So if you want to repel narcissists, sociopaths, or just like insecure boys, literally become a certified man hater. Because you're not actually hating on all men. You're just unapologetically holding your standards high. When you come off like a bitch, they're not going to want you because they want people that they can manipulate who are like chill and easy. So yeah, this is a little off brand, but shout out to the cool guys that follow this account. And if you're a girly, this is your reminder to be unapologetic about your standards and don't be afraid to be a little bit of a bitch sometimes, because it will literally call in the most high value men. Because when you're already like a walking earth angel and you're so generous and so compassionate, you need a little bit of that fiery bitchiness to repel the psychopaths. So yeah, don't be afraid to, let your toxic man-hating freak flag fly. Okay, love you, bye.
No.
As a male feminist, she stole the video idea from me.
Yeah, okay, cool.
That's where she got
so
it from.
my first question is, who's going to tell her? Who's going to tell her?
That's gross.
No. Like, what, those guys who are creeping into her DMs, what are they actually? Does anyone know? Are they really guys who like man haters? What's going on? Remember what she said about
nicer to you than a man who hasn't had sex with you
Oh,
yet.
interesting. Hey, Tristan, who I said the number one harasser of women is who? Male feminists. Listen to me, guys. What's going on here is what she's describing. The complete opposite is happening. The guys who are actually stable and not insecure are running away from a woman who goes on the internet and requires so much attention that she has to make man-hating videos. That is not, that doesn't make you insecure. I don't want, and it's embarrassing to date someone like that. And then the guys who are talking to her, what are they trying to do? They're trying. So what she's done is she's actually attracted the biggest narcissist, the biggest sociopath.
When they think they're like so clever and smart, they're like, no one knows what I'm doing.
Yes,
She's basically like doing the opposite of what she's trying
correct.
to do.
So the point is the theme of the show is horrible dating advice, and we just see it all the time. Why does that go viral though? Because it's what people want to hear. If you say things people want to hear, you'll go viral. Again, that's one of the reasons.
More of those men into
exactly
because they're like, yeah. It's like me.
Yeah.
I really
okay. So
care
I want you
about
to.
your
How do you think Scott Galloway got on Oprah?
Yeah. So let's do a thought experiment. I'm a guy and I don't give a shit. Like, I have no ego when it comes to this stuff. I just want to bang hot chicks. That's all I want to do, to the point where I'm willing to manipulate, lie, say whatever I want to say. And then this girl goes off and she starts making this content about hating men. In my estimation, I already see I see a chink in the armor. I see a little bit of insecurity. Now I'm going to go and talk to her, be like, hey, I appreciate the stuff you're saying. It's really awesome. Thanks you for doing that. You know what I'm saying? These men are actually trash and super insecure. Let's meet up for coffee. Let's meet up for coffee and discuss it or whatever.
Just because you can.
Exactly.
Just to prove that you could do it.
And so what she doesn't understand is that like she has actually who she considers to be insecure because they don't want to be with her are actually secure, well-balanced men. And the men who are talking to her are actually the biggest sociopaths and narcissists you could ever imagine, because they're sitting there tolerating that behavior for one reason: to smash. They are the Justin Baldoni male feminists of the world who are the biggest harassers of women that are there. And we'll just wait, give her a year or 2 years. She's going to do a video, be like, these men are all trash and they pretend to be your friend.
Didn't one girl like this get cheated on?
Yeah, Wizard Liz.
Yeah.
Wizard Liz is another great example of terrible dating advice, and then you reap what you sow. Another great example of terrible dating advice was, Andrew Schultz and Akash Singh on Flagrant. They were giving terrible advice to men on what to do, and then it came back to bite them, and they're sitting there trying to cope. That's essentially what happens. The dating advice the accurate dating advice for men and for women, it comes from experience of people. If you go talk to a dating coach and he can't give you 400 testimonials, just stop listening to him. Stop. If you can't get 100, go to moamentoring.com/testimonials. If you can't get hundreds of testimonials of people swearing that what you do works, stop listening to these guys. I don't know why. And again, I do think Kezia Noble, I think she understands men. I really do think she's a decent dating coach. She's a pretty good dating coach. But for the most part, I listen to a lot of women and they give this advice, and the advice is always what people want to hear. It's always, just trust your energy. Why are you dating him? He's a Sagittarius. What's going on? You had a dream that he cheated on you? Girl, you should break up with him. You had a dream about that.
Mercury's in Gatorade.
Mercury's in Gatorade. You should break up.
Because his Capri Sun is his moon sign.
Yes.
I was stealing that.
Exactly.
This is terrible advice that people are getting. But that advice is all. What is it? They say the truth will get around the world, or the lie will get around the world several times before the truth can put its pants on. It's just I have no way of combating. These people are so much more powerful than me because they're always going to say things you want to hear, and I'm never going to say what you want to hear. I'm going to call you what you all are. You're all fucking hairless murder apes that are the descendants of a broken chain of evolution of people who the only thing that your ancestors all had in common is they lived long enough to fuck each other. That was it. And therefore all the proclivities in your survival are based on that magnet. All your proclivities of your survival are based on that one idea. Yeah, but the problem is that's not what you want to hear. Nobody wants to hear that. You can't deny it. You can't argue with me, but I'm never going to blow up like this. You're never going to see 100,000 likes on a video where I'm like, hey, you guys are all hairless murder apes. It's never going to work. Why? Because it's not what you want to hear.
I believe it.
But it is the truth.
And I bet she has a majority female following, right?
Of course, she said,
yeah.
80%.
So we all know what's the number one way to market to women. Lie to them.
But like as a woman, I see this and I see monetization. Like I don't actually believe those are her real values and who she is as a person.
Yes, she's lying.
Correct.
Let's do this one.
We're with some of these influencers. They are lying.
Right. But like who believes that they're telling the truth? That's like
a lot of people believe that,
so
Harper.
No, Wizard Liz thought that what she was saying was true. She actually thought that finding
That's
a
called
man
mental illness.
Yeah, but like she actually thought that finding a man who wrote poetry about her was reasonable and rational, and that this guy wasn't gaslighting her at all. And then when he cheated, she was so shocked.
I've had people get a tattoo of me that have never even met me before.
Yeah.
There's not
totally
a lot of
healthy
logic
and secure.
behind physical action. People.
I admire that man's security.
Same.
Seriously.
I have people message me on Instagram. They're like, "Do you
Michael,
like my
step
tattoo?"
up.
And it's like my face, and I'm like.
The left hit is not exactly even.
Thanks,
so
people, no, I love it. I actually think it's really cool. I mean, I'm not dating them, but like, I think it's cool.
They really got a tattoo of you?
I'll show you after.
People will get a tattoo of me, but it'll be guys. It'll be other guys.
One time I was bartending and a guy came in and he had my name. It said kindly across his arm.
Oh my
he like
God.
pulled his sleeve up and I was like, no.
That's the freakiest thing.
And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, wow.
No. And the bouncer's walking me out. Good night.
This guy sounds like he's being himself. I don't know.
Yeah, in his mind, he's playing this
You know what?
scenario.
He-
It's like
he-
she saw me and I put her name on my, and that's when I knew we were
so
going to
much
get
it
married
That sounds like-
and have children.
That sounds like
At that point, I
trusting your
knew.
instincts.
Not like I'm in love with
Trusting your instinct is having good energy and being open and vulnerable.
But
Hey, look,
testimonials are good for that
All of that
purpose,
shit.
though. Like when you have testimonials and you have people that have like real life experience with these like engagements, it's important because otherwise you look at things like this and you think they're real. They're not real. I look at it and monetization. That's all I see.
Well, I mean, it's monetization, but also I think she's disillusioned because now what she's doing, she's further justifying her man-hating comments. Her man-hating comments come from her own insecurity. I got news for you. Here, you want to know the answers? It's both of our faults. It's evolution's fault. The reason men cheat is not because of men are inherently bad. It's because of testosterone. The reason why women monkey branch from one high status dude to another is not because of that women are evil. It's because it's an evolutionary adaptation to make sure that their children get taken care of. It's just fucking evolution. Just blame Charles Darwin. I'm not blaming women or men. So being a man hater or a woman hater is inherently incorrect because you're attributing blame to the wrong person. That's the whole issue.
It is what it is. Now, I was going to ask you this, like that chick, what do you think she would say if she had watched that other video that we just watched where that, was it the third date or the third date run?
Yeah, she would lie.
Imagine
she has
that.
to lie.
She would say,
she would never be on a date with that
she
guy
would
in the
say,
first place.
yeah, she would say,
I wouldn't do it.
She would say it's toxic and it doesn't work. But remember, it can't be both. It can't be both. Do you understand? It's one or the other. You can't say someone's an idiot. You can't say George Bush planned 9/11 and he's a bumbling idiot.
Your intuition can't be correct and he's a narcissist.
Yeah,
they both can't
It's got to be one or the other. Ladies, if your intuition is better than men's, then why did you all date narcissists? It can't be both. It's got to be one or the other. But the problem is in this case, it's going to be both. I guarantee if she saw that video, she'd be like, that's toxic. And then she'd be like, I would never fall for something like that. And I'm like, you are falling for it now. You think that these guys are crawling in your DMs actually like you. That's what's crazy.
Yes.
But what about also if she was sat at this table? I believe you are your surroundings. So I think if she was sat at a table with people who are against what her beliefs are, she would
she would nod along, then make a reaction video talking about how all of you are unhealed. That's what she would. A week later,
you don't think we would change her perception?
No. She would pay. Maybe she might change her perception because she's in his room and she wants to go along to get along. But I promise you, I have this all the time. I've had this happen to me before, where I'll debate a guy, I'll crush him in the debate, and then instead, he won't really have any response, and then make a video just trashing me the next day because he did sour grapes. That's essentially what probably would happen. I don't know who this content creator is. I don't want to go after this. But
here's all the things I was going to say. When I was
I don't want to give her too much of a shout out.
What I am saying is women who make man-hating content are not attracting good men.
No.
They're attracting sociopaths.
But isn't it like learned behavior? That's what I'm trying to say. Like learned behavior. So learned behavior, if you put a woman like that in our
she was around
space,
us for like an extended period of
could
time.
you not like change her perspective of that? Like learned behavior?
But what if it's her kink? What if that's what she wants? That's like her appeal.
What do you mean?
Like she wants the toxicity. That's what she thrives on.
But like she can't think that the narcissistic men and all those are really like after her and she's just turning them down.
Wait, but here's the other thing though. What she's saying about those like nice guys who are, reaching out to her is that she's saying, again, she's not saying the quiet part out loud. She's enjoying their attention, but she would never date any of those guys.
Yeah. So again, that one guy who's like, my friend, he goes, what can I do to make your life easier? And like, bro, stop being a simp. That might be your first idea. But yeah, the thing is normal, well-adjusted men who have high levels of self-esteem do not chase after man-hating women. I'm sorry, that's just not. They just don't.
Because they want women, and to hate a man is not
exactly.
It's not
so her initial premise is absurd, and so the rest of her premise collapses under the weight of that. And the reality is, she's actually being gaslit by a bunch of men who probably don't like her at all, or she just made up the whole story and nobody's messaging her.
Yeah.
So
it's probably the latter.
The reason I was pointing that out is because I was thinking about this too. Like when that chick was talking about the third date run in, and then we went off and said like, oh yeah, that's what. I mean, essentially, it's pre-selection, right?
Essentially, it's the Men of Action program. It's exactly what I teach.
Yes,
yeah.
But if Mike in Men of Action says that on a video, you're weaponizing it, and you're a son of a bitch and a manipulator. I would never fall for that manipulative game playing. But if the girl says that on whatever Bride to Be podcast or whatever, then what a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
All right. Which one?
That one.
Okay.
This is such a great one.
Oh yeah.
If you have sex on the first date, the guy's vasopressin levels will plummet straight away, and all he'll be interested in is testosterone. If you make him wait, his vasopressin and oxytocin levels go up, and then when you do actually have sex, he's already bonded, so it's more likely to become part of a loving relationship.
Wow. So this is completely false. Vasopressin massively increases during sex. Secondly, withholding sex does not increase oxytocin and vasopressin. It's actually through physical touch, intimacy, connection that these hormones actually increase. And furthermore, all the research shows that sexual timing or withholding sex has zero effect on relationship outcome. In fact, all of the comments on this video were literally, we had sex the first night, we've been married for 20 years. So this is complete bullshit.
Okay.
Thank you.
One more time. We have another.
It's even better that Greg O'Gallagher is
So
debunking
Greg is another friend of the show. He's been on my podcast. He's a Greg. Dude.
Thank you, Greg.
Okay. So one more time. She's saying what? What people what?
Want to hear.
She's saying what people want to hear. Women like this idea that the reason why she didn't get with this guy is because she slept with him on the first date. No, she didn't. He didn't get with you because you're a man hater. He didn't get with you because you talk too much. He didn't get with you because you act too masculine, or he didn't get with you because he's not physically attractive. It wasn't because you made him wait or didn't make him wait. But it's a cope that women then can use to say, okay, I want to make. And by the way, there's nothing wrong, ladies, if you want to make a guy wait because you just don't feel comfortable sleeping with a guy on the first date. There's nothing wrong with that. My point is, when you're making him
If
wait,
he likes you, he likes you.
yeah, when you're making him wait with the express intent of manipulating his attraction. See, it's funny when you have the third date. When you have the third date run in, that's manipulation. But when a woman
The sex date.
yes,
Sex date.
yeah, the sex date. When you have the third date run in, the sex date run in, that's manipulating these women. But when women withhold sex, no, that's not manipulation. That's totally normal. No, again, that's also manipulation.
Yes, and thank God my guys are on the fucking stick here. Orgasms are loaded with oxytocin. Data is better than BS. Yeah, I was just about to say, oxytocin is a post-nut clarity. That's where that comes from. Oxytocin actually decreases testosterone, has the effect of decreasing testosterone. That's why guys go soft afterwards.
So let's that and prolactin.
Yeah, prolactin.
The other thing I want to go over is we talked about this with the gatekeeper.
Wait, is this like a research or something? Is she just lying?
No, she's what she's doing is she's cherry picking to meet something that she wants to believe is true, but also she knows that when she says things like that, a bunch of like, yeah, you go, girl. I knew that was true. Yeah, it's just like if she went up there and be like,
wish guys could just understand.
So I'm going to tell you something that's objectively not true. If someone, I'll go on a show, like, again, we talked about the gatekeeping. Lewis Howes is never going to have us on his show. Lewis Howes is exactly what I'm talking about. This guy's a huge podcaster. Having someone who is completely unreputable on the show saying things that are not true, but would never have us on the show. That's the gatekeeping that we're talking about. Going back to what I'm saying before, if you go out there and you were to say something to the effect of, girls, there's a study that shows it's actually true. If you dream that your man is unfaithful, he probably is unfaithful. There would be people in the comments like, yeah, girl, I knew that was true. Yeah, you understand? That's not true.
1.7 million views.
That's not, you would get millions of views for saying something that is objectively false because people want to hear it.
What if the moon and stars told you that it was
true? The moon and stars.
It was the full moon.
Mercury is in Gatorade.
Yeah.
Wait, Mike, should we tell the story of our client who actually did this?
What did you do? What?
He actually
too close to the mic. Go ahead.
Yeah, he actually made an entire Instagram page where all he does is gaslight women. He's just like, yeah, if you feel like he cheated on you, he probably did. He got 100,000 followers and he started selling a course.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say who it is, but he actually
his name starts with.
It rhymes with.
Yeah.
Which one?
Wow.
Oh man, this has been so wholesome. Thank you guys for this family. This family interaction.
Yes, this is our Christmas show.
This is our Christmas show. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Hey, babe, I don't like you following this girl. Can you delete her and follow her, block her?
Let's start from the beginning.
I'll back it up. Here you
Hey,
go.
babe, I don't like you following this girl. Can you delete her and follow her, block her?
Okay. And done. Cool. I got you, babe. Hey, babe. I see that your ex followed you, and he's been commenting on some of your pictures. You've been replying.
Okay.
That's not cool. Can you unfollow him?
Unfollow him?
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with that.
Whoa, wait. Are you being like toxic right now?
Just delete the whole app.
Like, is this like a possessive thing? Like, I don't like that. That's narcissist.
That's your ex.
Okay, and now you're my ex. Get out. Please.
This is my house.
Now you're throwing your money in my face? Oh, please. Just leave.
Funny. Your ex asked your boyfriend asked you to unfollow or block your ex. Would you do it?
Yeah.
Who here would not do it?
Oh, look, I've been in this situation. My last ex, we're actually friends now, but I have been in that situation, both those situations where I've asked I've asked to unfollow girls and boys. It was extremely toxic. So now I would never ever unfollow an ex or anyone, because if anyone's in my life or in my space, they're there for a reason, and you're invited in that space with them. Otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't. I'm just too confident now.
Could you see why he would want you to though?
100%. But the people who are in my life now, I want them in their life as well. So I'm confident enough that people in my life I value, and they are, they in their lives as well. So there'd be no threat. So, but you have to understand, like, if I've got, people have been around for 10, 15 years, and they've given me good value in my life, I'm not going to just get rid of them.
Of course.
If they're valued people. If they're just not valued people, no. But yes, I'm very strong about that. I think that you have to be confident in yourself to also accept that that's a difference. There's a difference though. Like, there's no like, if you're a fire signing or something on Instagram, it's F no. That's stuff not at all. It's a difference between a friendship and an admiration.
Yeah.
And so I'm very strong about that. But I wouldn't just get rid of people out of my life who have been made a big impact with value in my life.
Fair.
Blue, what do you think?
Your
current partner says stop following your ex.
It's for me. It's like I love really hard, so it's like most of my exes are not in my life.
Yeah.
So it's like you really have to push me to the point where I hate you. Like,
what do you mean to break up?
Yeah, to break up.
So you're saying
then,
this is a self-critiquing thing where you wouldn't be following them anyway?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Got it. Sydney?
Yeah, my husband probably wouldn't want me following my exes. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's like if I'm dating someone and she wanted me to unfollow someone, I would just do it. Like I don't give a shit. Like it's
and
because
it makes you uncomfortable and I care about you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But because we have sometimes, occasionally, I'll have a video that came out like a year ago, whatever. They'll do an interview and someone doesn't like the way they looked, and they're like, "Hey, can you take this down?" Yeah. And my team's like, "Fuck them! They gave the approval. They should." It's like, no, man, that was a year ago. I don't care. This video gets no views. I'm gonna take it down. If the girl I'm dating wants me to unfollow someone or not look, I'm gonna do it. Why? Because it doesn't matter unless I'm like one of the guys that's going after this woman, this man hater chick, and I'm actually toxic as fuck, in which case I need someone to cheat with. And that way,
but also the person they're hooking up with behind your back, they're probably not following anyone.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, you can make her block.
Holy shit, we are canceled.
You can tell her to block the dude, but it's not going to change the way she feels about it.
Exactly. More about the people you're not blocking. Yeah. Probably more than trying to.
Right.
Yep. Awesome.
Wait, here's a follow-up video for that.
I want to break up.
If that's what you want to do, I understand.
Seriously? You don't even care? I always knew you hated me. Babe, I'm so sorry about that overreaction earlier. I was being emotional and immature.
It's okay.
Wow. So you admit you think I'm immature? I hate you. So you're not even gonna chase after me? I guess I mean nothing to you.
Can you just shut up for 1 second? God.
Whoa, babe, what's gotten into you? I can't be with someone that has these extreme mood swings. I think we should break up.
That's the female narcissist.
I'm a fan of just to be fun, but I like to be like, hey, why don't you love me? I can just tell you don't.
You do that?
For no reason. Yeah, like, I just feel like you don't love me anymore.
Why don't you just go to sleep?
Wait. Sydney, what happens?
My husband would probably say that's me.
That's you?
Blue,
have you ever done that?
I used to do that a lot. It's like I would push people like to the point where I'm like, let's see how far I could push them to see if they love me that much.
Yeah.
And after a while, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so toxic.
So
I just say it as a joke. I'm just joking.
One thing I love about the show is that you guys will like offer up things that we say in this space, but like it's called toxic. If I say a woman shit tests a man, that's toxic. But when you guys admit to that, the fact that you do it, of course, let's go back to blaming Charles Darwin. Why do women do this? You have more invested. You have a child. You want to know that this guy that you're with really loves you. That makes sense. It's an evolutionary adaptation. Right. It's not evil.
Would you love me if I was a worm?
Yeah. So stop. Stop acting like this is real.
Like, what if I had no skin? What if I had no skin? Would you still love me with no skin? I like that. That's a good question. Like, what if all my skin came off?
I feel like
you don't love me now that because I'm just.
Oh my God.
I'm just a no skin.
Like I said before, just read our minds. That's all we want.
It's
so easy.
I got a course, how to read a woman's mind.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. This one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 1.
Really important video here, guys. Watch.
This is such a good host.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Is this your vehicle right here?
This vehicle right here?
Yeah. Is it yours?
It's my car. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay. Are you gay by chance?
Am I what?
Are you gay?
No, I'm not.
because you parked in the right there. I don't know if you saw in the gay parking only.
Oh my God, I never noticed that.
You didn't see it when you pulled in?
No.
Yeah, because it's gonna be
So
a.
what am I gonna be fined for this?
I mean, unless you just tell me you're
Why
gay.
can't I move?
Because you've been parked here already, sir. Unless you just tell me and I'll just scratch it.
I'm gay.
Oh, you are gay? Okay, alright, perfect. So I'm gonna have to ask you just like 3 simple questions so that I could prove that you're actually gay. Just real quick. On a scale 1 through 10, how gay are you? 1 through 10.
1.
1? Oh, that's not gay enough. Maybe like 9.
Okay.
Okay, you are 9? Okay, perfect. And then second question here. Could you give me your best gay voice to prove that you're actually gay? Okay. Perfect. And the next question here is, how many men have you slept with?
7.
7 men? Holy, you were really gay then, huh? Oh, okay, that's all, sir. You're good to go.
Are you going to tell me that there are certain parking just for gay people?
Yeah, it's part of the LGBTQ community. It's a new thing of San Francisco. Just to make sure to look out for those, all right?
Poor guy. I've actually watched those videos before, and they're so funny. It's freaking
Have
hilarious.
you seen the thing where it's like, what's more gay? It's like if a guy sucks 10 dicks or if he sucks 1 dick 10 times,
yeah,
which is more gay?
I love it.
I think 1 dick
It's
10 times.
Yeah,
because
because it's the commitment to the one
It's commitment.
guy.
Yeah.
That's
It's
like a
it's like an
relationship.
emotional relationship
That's-
commitment.
that's
gay.
like who's the guy?
There was this
That's a
one
good
saying
point.
where
Who is
people
he?
were like, "Oh, if God didn't want women to cook, they wouldn't put milk and eggs in her body." And some girl was like, "Well, if God didn't want men to make sweet gay love to each other, they wouldn't put their stuff in." Yeah.
That's yeah. There we go. Shout out to God. Now we understand God's plan. We weren't sure.
You build 1,000 bridges, you're a bridge layer. You suck 1 dick.
Hey, you fix 1 car, you're not a mechanic.
You're not a mechanic. You fuck 1 goat. And next thing you know.
All right, this one.
Oh, look at that chest! Holy cow, is that even real?
Like, actually, what the Like, you literally can't be talking like that. That's
What?
actually like,
What?
are you being real?
My friend just
Like,
has.
that's actually-
My friend just has a chest.
Yo, I got this chest for you. No.
You guys
For
are
me?
actually-
Which one do you got it for me?
I got it for you.
Why do you have that? Like, actually, why do you have that? Are you playing with
Which?
like
what?
little Legos and shit?
Carly, no.
Just
also
laugh.
just let it go and walk
she
away.
She knew she got caught, so she had to try to
You know
recover.
it's a joke.
Nice try, though.
Guys,
Nice
why was
try.
she, let me ask you, why was she upset at the end? Does anyone know?
She got caught and she was on film.
But hold on, but he took away her ability to be what?
Mad.
A victim.
Yeah.
No, he took away her ability, dude. I'm telling you, this is something I've learned from being in marketing, from running a business, and from being on YouTube. Allowing people a safe place to be a victim is cash money, bro. You will become a billionaire. That's why you will make so much money. Conspiracy theories, whatever, some kind of activist rights group. I don't care if it's fucking Red Pill or BLM or whatever. If you give people a Black Pill is a great example of a victimhood. If you give people a safe place to be a victim, they feel so safe. And what happened is when she looked in it and there was actually a chest there, she knew in that moment she couldn't be a victim in that moment. She was so excited. She looks angry. She's not angry. She's excited. This is anticipation. I get to be a full-fledged victim right now.
I get to yell at somebody.
I get to teach them a lesson. And instead,
I get to publicly embarrass them.
Correct,
And then
correct.
it turned around and she got publicly embarrassed.
Yeah.
Which is still sucks.
there's a,
It's got the same outcome.
It's not right to do it.
he
either
has
way.
a ton of video. That content creator has a ton of videos like that, and it's always the same thing. People are like, I can't believe you said that to me. Do you have a chest like that?
But even if somebody did say that to me, like, "Whoa, what a chest," I'd be like, and just kind of keep
just
going on my way. I'd
kindly,
just be like,
just at
I
kindly.
think I
on
ignore,
Instagram.
I ignore it.
Right.
I get
I'm
it
sure
a
you
lot,
get it
and
all
I
the
just
time.
ignore it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Why would
Just kinda be like,
hold on?
okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's like-
September.
it's like,
September.
all right.
I'm sorry. September. Why would anyone say that? To
I
you?
know.
I don't
I'm
understand.
surprised as well. I'm like,
Yeah, it's like
Why would anyone remark on that, September? I don't understand.
You're like, where? There are some girls too on Instagram that kind of have that thing where like they stand in the store and they're just like in the middle of the store just looking around, and then people kind of look at them and then they like zoom in on those people and they're like, whoa, what a hater. And it's like, no, you're just standing in the middle of a restaurant by someone's table.
I think people-
and you have
I think
huge
people,
boobs and a huge butt, and like
right.
you're standing at their
and the lowest cut top and
you're trying to get a reaction video.
And
It's
that's like, I guess the difference between like you know, obviously I'm dressed not in my nun's outfit tonight.
Right.
So whatever I get, I deserve. and I'm here for it because I own my space, and that's fine. I think if the moment you play the victim card, you play this like, oh God, this man's been this strong. Well, you expect it. I say it with love. I'm not trying to be rude, but you do. So any comment I get is warranted. Because I am portraying myself as I am. Right. So I can't be offended if some man says to me,
yeah, or if somebody gives me a dirty look because I'm wearing this or that, it's like, okay, that's your opinion.
If not, put a cardigan on and get the hell out of here. Yeah.
It's like, if it hurts me that bad, I'll go home and maybe wear different clothes.
Okay, have you guys seen the video where there's like some guys at an LBGT conference or at some protest, and the people come up, get out of here, you're terrible, you're a horrible man, and he goes, why are you calling me a man? What, you've misgendered me. I don't understand. And you see them just like they don't know what to do because like all of a sudden they can't be a victim anymore. Like there is nothing in the world that will make people more angry at you when you take away their victimhood. If a guy believes his whole life that women are only interested in money, and you show him a guy who has no money, who bangs a bunch of hot chicks, he doesn't say, hey man, thank you for opening up my mind to a new way of thinking. He sits there and tries to get your account banned. He sits there and makes videos about what a terrible person you are. That's what happens. People do not like it when you attack their religion. And that's what happens when there is nothing in the world that is more powerful than the fucking warm blanket of victimhood. And when you take away someone's victimhood, they come after you hard. Anyway, you got this next one?
Yep, here we go.
I had a big drought over the summer, and then I'm like re-entered a hoe era. Right now? But the last two guys I've fucked like in the past month have suggested using condoms, and I'm like kind of being offended by the condom epidemic. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm allergic.
Yeah, I don't like them.
Who likes them?
Sorry, I'm like,
I don't need a
burping
rubber
right now.
ducky in me. Are you calling me a whore, and are you trying to like protect yourself from STDs I might have?
Do you ever ask them like, why are you doing this?
I know.
Like, what are you so afraid of?
Yes.
What have they said?
This happened to me like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, look at you looking for a condom, and like how it's ruining the mood, and also like, why do you need one?
What'd he say?
He just like thought it was practicing responsible sex and boundaries with him, and I was like, blah 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 blah.
Do you tell him to grow up?
I got the ick. I haven't talked to him since. I just don't like that vibe.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. It's too
Also,
careful.
Like, are you making everybody get tested before you?
Bro, it's not mysterious
It's a
enough.
victim mentality,
It's so
looking
good.
for a reason to be offended. Like,
But also shaming somebody else too. Like,
right.
Yeah, it's
Because I don't trust you to be on the pill. How's that?
No, I'm at the part where she admits to be on the hoe phase.
yeah. Like I'm totally doing it with a
Remember that
lot of
part?
people, dude. She's funny. Yeah, she's like, I'm
Like,
with
you
a lot of
guys
guys.
understand? She feels entitled to not have an STD.
Yeah.
Like she can just fuck whoever she wants and not get it. She feels entitled to that.
She's gonna have a rude awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my point. It's just funny when I hear that, and it's just one of these things where it's like this generation is so entitled into believing what they believe.
Yeah, condoms are an ick now.
Here's another controversial one.
Oh boy.
What is a passport bro? A passport bro is a man who is done with untitled, ungrateful, high mileage women in the West demanding provider status while offering nothing but an attitude and an OnlyFans link. Done with 50% divorce rates, false accusations, alimony, traps, and child support jails. Done with feminism lies. You're toxic if you want a feminine, loyal, fit, debt-free, low body count. So he grabs his passport, flies to Colombia, Thailand, Philippines, Ukraine, Brazil, anywhere but the US. Places where women still value men. Cook, stay slim, don't weaponize sex, and see marriage as a partnership, not a paycheck. Stats don't lie, my friends. US women initiate 70 to 80% of divorces. 60+% of Western women, 18 to 30, are obese or overweight. The average Western woman, 7+ sexual partners by the age 25, and that's backed by the CDC. 43% of U.S. men under 30 are celibate, rejected, or priced out. Foreign wives,
Priced out.
lower divorce rates, higher happiness, traditional values, actual gratitude. Passport bros aren't running, they are upgrading.
Legal
so I'm with
integration.
you guys. Smarter, not weaker. West failed the men, so men left. Can't blame them.
All right, what do you got?
Great
What do you,
staying slim in a third world country. It's
what do
great.
you
But
guys?
also,
What do you
like,
guys
those
think?
women are-
It's like,
those
she
women
lives
are
in.
hoping to find that.
hold on.
Do celibate men exist?
Hold on. She lives in Eritrea and she's skinny. How did she pull that off? This woman from
Those women
Somalia,
are literally
she's
looking
fit.
for that man.
They're very
Like, they wanna
appreciative of
marry
you
him.
too. When you
All right,
get
go
that.
ahead. I want to hear everyone's opinion about this.
Those women are like they're looking for that man. That's who they want to marry. They want to like move out of, maybe they live in a poor area and stuff. It's like,
yes,
that's the dream. That's the goal. So like, yes, of course they're like
it's
agreeable.
the goal. It's the golden ticket.
Of course they're agreeable and they want to be a good wife and do whatever he says and cook and clean and stuff because they want
it's
to marry
sexual
that man.
arbitrage.
Oh, I thought when he first started saying, or when she started saying that, I thought it was more like going to Colombia for all the hookers.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like the prostitutes. I'm like,
you're,
oh, perfect.
You're skipping ahead. We're going to get to that point.
Yeah,
what you're saying is correct.
And then it
Those
twisted,
girls want to
and I was
marry
like,
him
oh, wait,
too.
just kidding. Yeah,
All right, keep going. Anybody else? Anybody else have an opinion about this? Okay, so the passport bros, they have like a community, just like the black pill guys have a community, and sometimes they come after me. There's a few of them are upset because I do think it's probably, I don't think you should be a passport bro unless you're under 14% body fat and you've actually tried going out and talking to women here. The thing is, the problem is the answer is actually somewhere in between. They are right. There are a bunch of entitled women in this country. There is studies that show, in fact, there's no exception to this.
You're looking in the wrong place.
If the GDP of a country goes up, the birth rate goes down, in part because women have more options. And that's fine. I'm not, in and of itself, that's not the issue. The problem is, if you're a guy and you want to get married, then it's probably easier for you to go to one of these places and try to get married. Here's the issue. None of these fucking dudes are going to these places to get married. They're going to these places for sex tourism. All of it. You notice she didn't say Sweden. Why didn't she say Sweden? Because I think the standard of living there is higher than it is here. Right. You notice how she did, like, there are other countries she didn't mention. She didn't mention Germany. She didn't mention the women who go to, like, I'm just trying to think of some other, Japan. They're not going to Japan to be passport bros. Why not? Because those women actually probably make more a year than we do. Only places like Colombia, Panama, Ukraine, where the standard of living is like at Mexico or lower. That's what they're looking for.
Exploitation in some.
Exactly. It's so that's the problem. The thing is, if it was just a ton of men that I met that were actually doing this and then coming back to have like traditional Catholic, Orthodox, or Protestant or Muslim weddings, then I would be like, okay, man, you know what? This passport pro thing is for real. Whenever I talk to the dudes who go there, it's like, yeah, went to some bordello, and it's like, oh, for real? You try to find a wife from Lupita that you met in fucking Medellin? She didn't turn out to be a wife? That's crazy, bro.
I watch a lot of 90 Day Fiance. And so I see that a lot of that.
Yo, I'm actually okay. So I've said this
I love
before.
90 Day
I've said this before. If you have photos of yourself going to Dubai without anyone else, ladies, take those down. Like, don't.
Yes.
You need to be you need to be hanging out with your family or something. Do not have photos of you in Dubai by yourself, because everyone's gonna think the same thing. There's no way I'm going, because I'm Colombian. There's no way I'm going back to Colombia unless I have my mom with me in a photo, or my brother, or my girlfriend, or something like that. There's no boys trips to Colombia. There's no boys trips to Colombia, man. Because even if I was participating in that, I don't want people to know about it. So like I would keep that shit on the DL. And there's just all these what do they call, like solopreneurs, these guys, these tech guys that move out to these places where it's just like, and the crazy part is, it's like, even if they come there fully thinking I'm not going to pay a prostitute for sex, like they absolutely believe that to be the case, they don't recognize the women can immediately tell you don't speak Spanish. You are from a third world.
Bro, my game's so good. She doesn't even speak English.
She
and I
doesn't
got
speak
her.
English, and I got her, bro.
My game's great.
I just gave her money because she really needed it.
She just needed it just to feed her family. I don't know why she likes me so much, because
I don't know,
she's not those fat American women.
Yeah, she just robbed me while I was
absolutely crazy.
Can I throw devil's advocate in here really quickly, because I actually had to write not even for my blog, but I wrote an article for this one news site one time about sex tourism, but it was the opposite sex. It was 40 plus women, like divorcee women, and primarily in the UK, I think is what it was. But there's basically sex tourism for women, where they'll go to African countries, or it's usually like East African countries.
What's
and
the average age
or
for these women?
like between like 40 and 50, somewhere around there. And they're usually divorcees, and they're taking the money.
I know why.
Those Nigerian men, yes.
And they go there, or they go to Jamaica, or they'll go to Nigeria, or they'll go someplace. And the thing is like the guys there are like, they organize because they know that the girls are coming there. But they're just basically there because they want to get laid.
So their passport, HO, what is it? HO3?
Yeah, passport sisters.
HO3s.
Yeah, whatever the term is.
HO3s. Shout out to Jamie Lynn. HO3s in the house.
Yes. So there is actually and they were saying that for like globally, it accounts for about a third of the total sex tourism.
Yeah, I think it's more prevalent. People think that it's like younger girls and so forth, or not. It's the opposite. Everyone's got their reasons why they're doing things and so forth. So that I understand that what you're saying is that over 40. I've heard a lot about it.
But it's interesting they go to East African countries and Jamaica and not Thailand and Philippines, Bali or whatever.
Generally, you from Australia, your Asian countries, but I normally go after your younger women. One of my ex-partners actually married a woman from Thailand, and he brought her out, and they're happily married. They've got 2 children, but it was a passport bride. But we all laughed about the time, worked out well. I think that it has its pros and cons, and without it being illegal, so I think it has its pros and cons, and I guess everyone has their own reasons behind it.
In theory, and in a vacuum, the passport bro idea, I agree with. In practice, I just see an excuse for sex tourism.
I wonder what the success rate is.
I think those are pretty common. Like most of the guys who are like really uber advocates of like, passport bro-ism, whatever. They're not bringing the girls back to the United States. They just expat to like Vietnam or Thailand or Siam or wherever the hell they go. I don't know. But like then they'll have like shout out to Tony Hughes. He's a good friend of mine. He's got literally has a harem of like 4 girls, I think, that are like, and he's married all of them. Like, cause you can, there's, polygamy is legal whatever country he's in. And that's just what he does. And he comes back to the U.S. and does his thing, and then goes back out there. But he lives there. All these
fat, entitled women here in the U.S. And he goes back to his skinny, obedient wives.
Filipino girlies.
Good job, brother. I get it.
Well, like, if you're gonna whinge about that, other
he's like, I'm like, are you ever gonna move back to the United States? Bring your girls. He goes, hell no. He's like, because the cost of living is way lower there, and he lives like a freaking king. Literally lives like a emperor. Okay. Yeah.
As a gay man with a lot of girlfriends, the 2 most common complaints I hear from my single friends is, 1, that apps have ruined dating because guys never go up to girls anymore to ask them out, which they think is cool if guys have the confidence to go up to them. And the number 2 thing that they complain about is that it's creepy when guys go up to them because they're just trying to have a fun night with their girlfriends out at the bar. So do with that information what you will, and good luck in the dating world.
That is
incredible.
That is incredibly true. Like there was a one video with Tara. We showed it last episode. Tara is the owner of Unruly, the Unruly agency, and she was talking about I wish that these girls or these guys would come up and talk to me. If they're good looking. Like she leaves that little caveat out there. Yeah. And again, it goes back to what I'm saying before. This traditional dating advice works for a small subset of men. Some of you may say it's 30% of men. Some of you may say it's 5% of men, but there's a small subset of men that if you go up to, like, they're so good looking that if they go up to several girls in a night and say, hey, I think you're attractive, I'd like to take you on a date, it's going to work for them. Mm-hmm. And not for Sandeep from New Delhi. It's not going to work for him. I hate to use that as a character, but it's just, we have so many Indian clients in Men of Action that we've helped. And it's so funny because they're all dating like beautiful white women now. It's just crazy whenever we see this. Shout out to the beautiful white women. She's the lobby. She's lobbying for beautiful white women here.
Damn it, I'm kidding.
Cancel her.
I didn't mean the approach, though.
Huh?
I mean to say approach.
What do you mean?
Like how they come up to you. Sure, it might be creepy because if you have like too much confidence and you're kind of arrogant about it.
I think the part with you're missing is if they're good looking enough, it doesn't matter if they're arrogant or not arrogant.
Looks cover a multitude of sins.
Correct, but also there is, so you take the guys that are not in that category. Be humble. Don't be overconfident. Don't be arrogant. It depends on your approach.
Well, I agree with you. You saw that other video where the guy's like, "Will you be my girlfriend? Will you be my girlfriend? Will you be my?"
No,
they
that's
just
not the right approach.
No, I agree. It's not the right approach. I'm telling you that is that's what most men, because like a guy who's legitimately a 6, like he's above average good looking, women see him as a 3 or a 2. They do not find him attractive. And when he goes up and does what you said before, he gets no positive responses from women other than women who are just horrifically unattractive. Then he gets responses from them, or he gets responses from women who are sex workers or girls with mental disorders or something like that. And so that's the issue. It's like, I understand what you're saying, but you're also seeing it from your standpoint. You're a girl who's being approached by men. for men, just do this experiment. I do this with my friends all the time. I'm going to Toca Madero Saturday night, and I'm going to ask, spoiler, I'm going to ask all the girls at the table. I'm going to be like, what is
my girlfriend?
Will you be my girlfriend? Yeah, will you be my girlfriend? I'm going to ask them, what does the busser look like? And none of them will ever be able to tell me what the busser looks like, ever. Usually I'll say, hey, what does the bartender look like? They have a good looking guy. There's a bartender, and like, oh yeah, he looks like blah, 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 blah. But tell me about the busser. We have a busser? I don't remember. They just don't see these men. They don't see them. And so that's the difference. And so my whole job is to help those men get seen, is to explain to them. Go ahead.
I remember every person who ever brought me a shot of tequila. So, busser, waiter, person at the table, you bring me a shot. I remember.
You have this mental archive.
Yeah, I really do. Honestly, it's like a whole library in there. There's been a lot of shots at this point. Not to call myself out, but yeah.
I was gonna say, when we were talking earlier about like pre-selection, Tristan, when we're getting into, when guys try to manufacture their own pre-selection, that's where you get the creepy vibes. That's when you get that's when a guy who
I think all pre-selections manufactured.
Well, one of the things that I talk about, well, in my now sixth book, for like when I talk to my guys in my Reignite program, they go, well, why am I coming off as a creep? And I'm like, well, it's because you're incongruent with what you are projecting to that woman.
Coming off as a creep in person, online,
both, in general. Usually it's in person. That's where a lot of the conflict and the friction comes from. But like if they're online, if they're doing text and stuff like that, it's kind of easy to like make miscommunications. But when you're right there in the moment and they're looking at you, and maybe a woman is semi-attracted to you and there could be something going on there, but if you're not projecting, if you're projecting one image or one perception, and then the conversation doesn't gel with what that woman expects from a guy that looks like
Mike
you.
and I have talked about this, right? It goes back to the old pickup days. There was what's called like a demonstration of higher value, but when most guys are doing it, they're doing an explanation of higher value.
And that's
what makes it creepy.
That's what gives you the creep vibes, is because the guy is trying to convince you with reason and rationality.
Not that Michael knows anything about pickup. He doesn't know any of
because
those guys,
because what's happening is you're trying to convince that woman to decide to have sex with you instead of letting it happen, letting the emotional association happen, rather than trying to say, here's a list of reasons why you should be fucking me right now. I'm a great guy. I have come from a great family. Qualifying yourself. But if the qualifications don't match with that woman's expectations of a guy that looks like you and presents like you, that's where that incongruency happens. Because what happens is those guys, and then when a woman makes the connection that this guy is trying to convince me that he's higher value than he actually is, because there's a disconnect between what he's projecting and what he's telling me, the conversation that I'm having right now, that a guy who looks like this or a guy who is like this wouldn't act like this or wouldn't say those things.
But you shouldn't do that. But it's totally okay for your super hot female friends to brag about you. That's okay. That's my point.
That's why that's the difference between explicate or demonstrate to not explicate, right? It's better to have third party dread. It's better to have like a third party confirmation, because then you're not manufacturing it. Somebody else is doing it for you.
All still manufactured. Like even even Dan Bilzerian's is
manufacture it, but don't seem like you're manufacturing it, because we saw this one. Remember the picture we had of that guy who was who did his before and afters, where the guy was like kind of like, I think he was probably about like 20% body fat, and then now he's down to like 10% body fat, right? And in the one, he's got the dad bod, and all the girls go, oh, I would love it if he was the dad bod guy, right? And then there's the dude who's at 9% body fat, and he's doing what he's like, most muscular kind of thing like that. Because he's flexing, because he's doing that, that's the guy trying to prove that he has something, like, you should want me because I look better now. And so what naturally the women go, well, I liked him better when he was fat, right? Which is bullshit. But the thing is, if that guy wasn't doing this and wasn't flexing, trying to manufacture value by posing, right? If the guy was on the beach in a t-shirt where you could see his muscularity and stuff like that, that woman would infinitely be more attracted to that guy, because he's not trying to do it. He doesn't know how hot he actually is, right? He just is, right? It's the same fucking dude. He's just autistic, not doing it. Yeah, he's just not doing it.
It's not a thirst trap if that's just how you look.
Yeah, exactly. Which one are we doing? Okay.
This one's pretty ironic.
I think the reason why people don't want love is because most women want their bills paid. They don't want love. Oh. They got 4 or 5 people. They got 4 or 5 people because they got more than 4 or 5 bills. And I think as long as we're in this transactional era of time, it's never going to be able to get back to love. We got to focus on the core value of what actually matters inside of a relationship. And we've strayed too far. Honestly, don't get mad at me. I know there's a lot of ladies in here.
I'm seeing all the faces behind you.
It's the truth. You know, honestly, we live in a prostitution era.
Wow.
Anybody know why that's incredibly ironic and funny that she said that?
Is she a prostitute?
No, who's she saying it to? Fucking Nick Cannon, who has 9 babies mamas who have no relationship with him, and he's just paying their fucking bills. Are you kidding? Like, that's why I was like, you just said that to Nick Cannon? Like, again, I'm not saying that Nick doesn't love his kids.
But also, if you have to date 5 guys to get 5 bills paid, that seems pretty desperate.
Yeah.
Seems like all
I mean,
these guys
that
are
means
broke.
Means you need to level up the guys that you're talking to?
Or just like get a job.
Because it's a lot of
It's
work
not
for
embarrassing
lazy.
to have a job. Like a lot of girls are really like, oh, I can't have a job. I
Or
don't want
just
anyone to
date
know
one
that I
rich
have a
guy.
job.
It seems like more work.
And it's
to
like it's
balance
okay.
5
It's okay to
guys.
work a job. Like it doesn't matter where you work, if you're a waitress or a bartender, whatever. It's okay to have a job. And I feel like nowadays it's like people are like so embarrassed for anyone to think that they do anything besides like influencer or whatever. It's like, no, if you work at a restaurant, great. That's awesome. Like having a job is a normal thing that people should do.
Yes.
We need mechanics. We need waitresses. We need doctors. Like everyone can't be an influencer. Right. Like, sure, it sounds cool, but it's not realistic.
It's
in
not
life.
cool. Trust
No.
me.
Yeah.
I say from my
Yeah, it's
job,
like
like
people
I
are
have
so
other things
embarrassed
on
to
the go, like so, you know, my sex therapy and stuff, and my toys on purpose. They're my bread and butter.
Yes.
Because the other side of it, like you said, that you know, I'm flying hips 20 hours, right? It looks like my glamorous life
Right,
and
but you're
business
working
class.
like
It is
24/7.
not. It's not glamorous.
Yeah.
So so you need to have a job, and I think COVID. I actually disagree. I think that COVID showed that, you know, every job is valued.
Yes.
I think that you know, and I think for a man especially, I'm not sure about. I'm talking for men. That isn't it better to a woman to have a job and to it would, no matter what it is, have some kind of income coming in? Is that not attractive to a man?
There's a difference between
Depends.
a woman having a job and having a career.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's one thing if the woman is like she works as a nurse or she's a you know, professional in some kind. It's a different thing if she's like a careerist, right? So it's and I think one of the things that really becomes a disconnect for guys today when a woman is a quote unquote influencer, that's career. Because what it is it's like I'm going to magnify myself that much more. I'm not saying women shouldn't be able to do that. Go ahead and do that, but don't expect a guy who's just got a 9-to-5 job, who's you know, is a plumber, or he's, you know, goes, you know, gets up in the morning, goes and puts in 40 hours and comes back home. Don't expect that guy to have something to relate to you about. If you're but what about my career? Like if you're prioritizing your career, understand that you're with a guy who's not about a woman who is prioritizing her career. It's one thing for a woman to have a job. It's another thing for that woman to be a careerist.
Right.
Yeah. Your target demographic here, Mike. This is Rajiv Singh. He says, Mike, what is your opinion on these young looks maxing guys going viral and literally promoting facial surgery? I think he's talking about Clap.
Yeah. So one more time, it's because they're saying things people want to hear. So either you can go get the surgeries and smash your face and do the jaw exercises or whatever, which most people aren't going to do, or you can look at those guys and say, oh, you see how much better looking they are than me? That's why I got ghosted. That's why women don't like me. That's why I'm not having any success with women. And now I understand it's because women are evil and picky, and that's what's going on. What the Looks Maxers have done for most men who watch the Looks Maxers, what the Looks Maxers have done is they've caused men to think, oh, okay, this is the reason why I'm not getting any women, and then this is the excuse. Now, there are good parts of it, like with clavicular, like get in better shape and like, you know, and dress better. That part is fine. Get in better shape, really dress better, look better on camera. That part is correct, but that's aspirational. It's the other part where he's like, yeah, if you're not at least an 8, then your wife is always going to want to fuck some other guy, and she's always just about to cheat on you. I'm like, that's not true. It just isn't true.
And you should get a prescription for microdosing methamphetamine.
Yeah. But I mean, it isn't true. But like, again, like for his standpoint, I just think he's, you know, new kid on the block. He's 19 years old. He's just saying what, but the thing is, he's saying, because you remember that other clip he had? He goes, women above 22 are useless. Do you remember that? It's pretty funny. But he says that, but why is he saying that? He's saying that because he's with Myron, and he's saying things that people want to hear. Again, if you guys want to go viral, on social media, don't say things that are transgressive, and don't say things that are scientific, and don't say things that are true. They could be true, or maybe they're not true. Say things people want to hear, and you will go mega viral. Unfortunately, I'm trapped in a space where I can't do that. I can't say things people want to hear. I can only tell the truth. That's unfortunate.
It's not unfortunate. It's very fortunate, to be honest.
Well, it's fortunate for my clients, I think, but it's unfortunate in general, because there's always going to be this gatekeeping that stops people.
We're never going to get past.
Yeah, that we're never going to get past, because we're not saying it in a way people want to hear. And by the way, there's people who are way more bombastic than us. Like, I think the way that Myron and Andrew Tate, the way that they describe things is just, it's even more extreme. But the deal with them is they've gotten so big and so popular that they're past that gate, because they can't ignore them anymore. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's gotten to a point, like, apparently Chris Williamson did interview Andrew Tate, and they just never showed the video. I know for a fact Owen Cook went on Iced Coffee Hour. I was there when it happened. They never posted the video. There's like certain people in this space that are just not allowed to be platformed,
because you're not in the ecosystem. That's why.
And I'll just say this one other thing. If the people from Jay Shetty are watching this, I already know somebody who went on Jay Shetty in the last year. I'm not going to say who it was. Talked about me for 5 minutes on the show, and you cut the whole thing out. And I get it. All right, I understand. But like, at some point, like, can we just stop the gatekeeping? If you're so afraid, why don't you have me on your show? And then if you don't like the episode, don't show it. The problem is your audience isn't going to like me. That won't be the problem. The problem is your audience is going to like me.
The problem I have is when the fucking gatekeepers decide that they're going to look over the gate and then go, oh, that Mike Sartain guy, I'm going to take that from him and take that from him. And oh, there's Rollo, I'm going to take his shit over here. And I'm going to cook it up into a big fucking goulash and then pretend it's my fucking
and then
shit.
Go on Oprah and start talking about, we just came out with this idea.
Yes, exactly.
Inequity.
Oh, we came up with this brand new idea. And then everybody goes, oh, Rollo said that 20 years ago. And they're like, who? You know, they have no, like I said, we're never getting past the gate, and we're never going to fucking, it's just, we're not in their ecosystem. Simple as that. And it's not going to.
But hey, shout out to all you guys who.
That's why we're going to keep doing what we're doing.
Shout out to all you guys who won't let me pass the gate, because apparently you all watch my stuff.
Yeah.
All of you are just repeating, like literally, you're saying words like
literally the day after the show is over.
Like, you're saying words like, I swear to God, you guys are putting ChatGPT on these episodes and just like scraping everything we say and using them as topics, because it's crazy when I listen to these like mainstream blue pill content creators basically copying exactly what I'm saying word for word. When you talk about mate choice copying, when you talk about pre-selection, when you talk about you can't go to bed at 9 p.m. if you want to have a successful dating life, they're talking about you don't have to make up your bed to be successful. Like, I see all these things and I'm like, yo, are you just like blatantly plagiarizing me? This is wild. But you won't have me on there. And it's just so funny because, you know, I'll just say this about Rollo. I've never seen anyone in history up until Nick Fuentes. I've never seen anyone in history where people will talk about him on a show but won't have him on the show. Nobody more than Rollo. Yeah. I've never seen anything like it. The number of times he's been brought up on Tom Bilyeu, Lewis Howes, Chris Williamson, all these other shows. Rob Henderson, Lex Freeman. But you feel comfortable talking about him. But you won't have him on the show.
It means you're doing something right.
Yeah.
It makes people uncomfortable.
My favorite part is when they go, well, I have him on mute and I don't know much about him, but for the next 45 minutes, let me tell you everything about this guy.
And the other one is like there's no, for Jay Shetty to cut me out of the video, that the interview, at least I know he knows who I am. Like, that's enough proof for me.
Say my name.
It's just wild. So the thing is, like, I have, we just crossed 4,200 clients. We had 70 guys join.
Say my name.
And the thing is, for those guys, they're getting the help they need, regardless of whether or not the gatekeeping happens. And so that's what I'm really grateful for, is that at least to some people I can speak and actually give them actionable advice on how to fix their lives.
Well, that's why you don't get no holes, man.
Yeah. The platitudes of just go up to every girl and ask her to be your girlfriend. Right, which is
may I meet you?
Kind of is the standard. May I meet you? Are you open?
I'm never gonna let that one go.
Are you open? Are you open to being hit on right now? It's just wild.
How dare you?
Send 500 messages on every dating app right now. It's like, that's the dating advice that wins out, and those guys get on those shows because, one more time, they're saying things people want to hear, and I don't. Then we're not.
You have stolen my dreams.
But also have $100
That one-
million.
okay.
I need 5.
Yes. All right, here we go.
Explain the most confusing thing that women do. She acts interested, she's flirty, she's warm, but the second you start giving that energy back, she backs away like you scared her. Listen, most guys think they did something wrong. You didn't. She was never interested in you. She was interested in the attention you were giving.
Ding, ding,
her.
ding.
Some women don't want a relationship. They want reassurance, validation, entertainment, a little ego boost to get them through the day. So when you finally give her what she wanted, consistency, effort, clarity, it gets real. And she never wanted real. She just wanted the feeling. She wanted to flirt, not commit. She wanted to feel chosen, but not choose you back. She wanted the spotlight on her, not a connection with you. And when a man starts showing genuine interest, it forces her to make a decision, but she doesn't want to make one. So she pulls back, gets distant, says she's confused, all of a sudden needs time, she's busy. No, she just liked the chase more than the actual outcome. And what you did wrong is you kept trying harder because it felt like she was almost there, almost choosing you, almost gonna commit. She wasn't almost anything. She just liked the version of you that wasn't sure yet. If she wanted you, your effort wouldn't scare her. She would welcome it. Stop chasing women who run the second things get real. Find one who matches your energy. Link in my bio for one-on-one harsh sister advice.
Harsh sister advice. Let me explain something to you. Women don't want to be told they're playing a game. They want you to be a better player of that game.
In this case, like what she's saying is like incredibly, again, the whole point of the show today was terrible dating advice. What she's saying is so incredibly true. It is. There's so many guys out there. What'll happen is a girl I ask my clients this sometimes, hey, have you guys ever gone to a club and then a girl starts rubbing her butt on you, dancing on the dance floor, and then you don't go home with her? And every there's never, no exception. Every guy raises their hand. And I explained to them is like, you didn't do anything wrong. That girl just wanted attention. Mm-hmm. And here's the crazy part is when I realized that, and drinks. Mm-hmm. Here's the crazy part. When I realized that, so I worked, for me, it happened in Fast Forward because I worked at a strip club and because I was being sexualized by these women every day. I would go into the thing and it just, after the first couple of weeks, I'm just like, yo, the nudity doesn't affect me anymore. The girls calling me, like all of it, none of the sexualization like meant anything to me. They would talk to me like the clients and I'm like, yo, I was totally desensitized to it. And because of that, when that happened, when they started throwing that attention, that attention at me, waiting for my validation, when I didn't give them that validation, then they magically became actually attracted. Again, remember what we said before about earn your attraction, earn your affection, earn your loyalty, earn your resources, earn your time. That's what happens. A girl rubbing her butt on you is not earning anything. She hasn't done anything. There is no sacrifice involved, but men fall for this so quickly. And then you see, again, the terrible dating advice. Does she come and initiate conversations with you? Does she touch her hair or does she initiate? That's an indicator of interest that she wants.
It means nothing.
That means I have extensions.
That means that she's interested in you and you should ask her out. And it's like, no, man, it's so sad that even at this point, it's like any one of these people, and I'll put it up.
That did come from pickup, though.
What do you mean?
Why people believe in IOIs and
for sure. But it's like these people who sit there and like want to debate me or tell me that the things that I'm saying is wrong. You don't have 10% as many testimonials as me. So like I just don't understand why I keep having to have this discussion over and over again. You don't. It's just so wild. Like the way these things work. If you read papers on evolutionary psychology, it's very clear that women are initially initially stimulated by a man's status or his perceived status.
Everybody likes attention.
Yes.
Exactly. Back to like what girl was saying. It's like, okay, when you're flirting with a girl online, but then she doesn't really want to meet up. It's like, because we don't exist. We're just on the internet. Like we don't want to like meet you. And like, it was a fun conversation and don't try to make it like, real. I don't exist in real life. I'm just online. Yeah, like,
exactly.
I'm just an internet.
Do you hear what she's saying? And that is the ethos of what a lot of girls believe. And yet tomorrow night for Babes in Toyland, all those girls are coming out
if you
IRL.
Can't actually meet her in person, she's probably not.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
It's just so wild. Like over and over, we just keep proving these ideas to be true. The old ways of using dating apps or cold approach don't work anymore. Whenever we interview girls, hundreds of girls, and we ask them, how'd you meet the last 5 guys you dated? It's always a friend introduced me or I met him through social media. It's never
a good topic is what gift did you bring?
Yeah.
For the kids.
What
go.
toy did you
That's
bring?
what you do. Go to Babes in Toyland and just guilt the shit out of every pretty girl you bring.
Let me see if I can give you a good illustration here, because I'm going to use Abby, because I know Abby goes to Renaissance fairs, because we were going to go to the one, but it got rained out. I know. It was so bad. But you and I both go to Ren fairs, right? And so when you go to a Ren fair, and the people who are there who are working the fair, they'll speak in like Elizabethan English and like, hello, the and so that they have a character, right? And they're in character when they're interacting with people and the patrons at the fair, right? And so what happens is if that person who's at the fair working the fair and they're kind of you got to improv it the whole time too. I'm sure you've been there enough to do so. When that person breaks character and they go, hey, how's it going? And then so suddenly now you're no longer in Elizabethan England in 1520. You're now here in 2025 and you're speaking regular. So what happens is you've broken that character. And I think it's something that's very similar to what goes on when you want to have just that sort of that interaction where we're both playing this character. I'm at the club, you're at the club. We're doing this, this back and forth. Yeah. But then he breaks the character, and you're like, oh, you wanted this to be real, right? Instead of we're playing a role. Yeah, you're playing the fantasy.
Exactly. Yeah. So because we're both here for the fantasy, so why break the role now?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just off-putting. It's like shocking.
Yeah, shocks. Yeah, exactly. And it's like I'm at this fair because I want to pretend for the next 4 or 5 hours that I'm in Elizabethan England in 1520, right? Yeah.
Here for the
I
fun.
just want to LARP.
Yeah. Here for the
It is. It is.
The
club is a LARP.
Isn't that what stripping? Is it being a stripper? Is you're LARPing as a girlfriend?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
You don't want to ruin the fantasy.
Cosplaying
as a girlfriend.
It's a little bit of cosplay.
Cosplaying as a girlfriend.
Yeah, just cosplaying as
that one? Okay.
Yeah, this one's pretty dark.
Which one is it? Durlo.
There's a lawsuit not too long ago by an artist that was like hired to your label that was dismissed
twice.
What did you learn going through that?
Never work with women.
Oh, come on.
There's truth in every joke. But it's a sad truth. Like I will never be alone in a room with a woman that I work with, like ever again.
Why?
It's too risky. That case was dismissed twice in 2 different states. And there's hardly no mention of it online. When that case was brought up, it was on every single blog, every single front page. And I lost so many brand deals, relationships off of a story that was not even slightly believable. She said I sacrificed a goat in a sexual ritual. All people read was the headline, right? And that's all it takes to lose everything. That's a crazy concept. I lost millions of dollars off of an arbitrary story that some woman told. Like a crazy story that some woman told.
Where's the goat?
So,
I need to see a goat alive.
With that being said, how can I be comfortable being in a room with a woman that I work with and not feel like she can just say whatever she wants? It's like it's not worth it to me.
He really pushed how it was dismissed twice.
Yeah.
He's sure to say that a lot.
Yeah. Anybody else?
It does suck that I guess it was a huge deal when it was like a scandal and it was accused, but then once it was dismissed, it was like.
Mm-hmm.
He was really goated
So
at
like
the time.
I'd never even heard that story, but like I probably definitely didn't hear that it was dismissed.
Yeah, Trevor Brockmeyer, I think that's what you say. He was accused of sexual assault by Lindsay Hill. And then when it came out, there was these videos clearly proving that he was innocent. Nobody covered it. It was not. There was no mention of it whatsoever. Way more. I remember in Australia and in the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, there was a summary judgment against Johnny Depp for spousal abuse. And then once the trial comes out, Johnny Depp forces a trial to happen in the United States. And it turns out that nothing that Amber Heard said was true. And then in the end, nobody cares. I don't get to see Pirates of the Caribbean ever again because you believed this bullshit that someone said. You guys see how, by the way, I want to say this also. Most of the time, when a woman is claiming that she was raped, she's telling the truth. Most of the time she is telling the truth, but there's enough of a number of times where she's not telling the truth. She wants it to be true, or she's using it as a nuclear option to get revenge on this man. We've seen several times. Goop had a video where one woman was openly admitting to accusing this guy of sexual assault when he did nothing wrong. And when you see this, it destroys this man's reputation with nothing, like absolutely no evidence whatsoever. It's over. But the real hard part is that then the media does not cover the acquittal. Right. It never covers the acquittal. And it's so, and one of the reasons why I wanted to show that right there was because I want more people to know Jason Derulo didn't do that shit. He didn't sacrifice a fucking goat. And that the woman, I saw the woman, I hate to say this, there's no way Jason Derulo can probably have any chick he wants. There's no way. Never mind. I don't want to say I'm going to get myself in trouble. There's no way that this is who he chose. Go ahead.
Oh, I just feel bad for some guys because there are girls where they will like say those things because maybe they didn't like the decision that they made, or it's
regret
like
afterwards.
Yeah,
there we go.
Like they're like,
Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
yeah, and I've ran into people who like would do that, and I remember there was this one specific situation that I was in when I was with my ex-partner at the time. And what had happened was that she was saying like, oh, like they graped me, but would come like hang out with us. I'm like, that's kind of weird how you would come around, but this person who is my partner supposedly did that to you. And I called her out on it. She immediately left. She felt uncomfortable and embarrassed with the fact that
because
it's a weaponization women.
Yes, and here's the other problem is that they don't.
She wants the attention of being a sexual assault victim
for sure, but they also don't understand how this works. Like what they'll do often is they'll say it to their friends, but won't go to the cops. So they have this like they're in this like middle limbo ground, right? But then when the guy finds out about it, he goes, "Go to the police,"
because they still get the attention they want from without having to actually like legalize it.
So that doesn't apply to all women.
Of course,
there
I'm saying, like I said,
it doesn't apply to most women.
And girls that are essayed and they're afraid to go to the cops.
Yes, because the repercussions. Exactly right. Like
or the guilt, the shame. There's so many things where the woman blames herself.
The opposite is true. Like for instance, if you had a model in the city and she had accused 2 photographers of SA, no photographer is going to want to shoot with her, even though she's telling the truth. It's a terrible, I agree with you totally. And the other thing is I know girls that lived in the city who are actual escorts and they've been raped before and they won't go to the cops because the cops aren't going to listen to them or do anything. There's one photographer in the city right now who I know has raped 4 girls that I know, and everybody keeps fucking shooting with the guy and they don't give a shit. And the reason why is because none of these girls want to go to the cops. Why? Because these girls, some of them are escorts or porn stars, and that's why it happens all the time. But the point I'm trying to make with your situation, the other way around is this, and this is legitimate. Any woman or guy out there who's listening to this and you're like, yo, Michael, what he's saying is an exaggeration. I want you to consider this. A girl goes home with a guy, cheats on her boyfriend, legitimately cheats on him, meets him on stage at Excess during Chainsmokers, whatever, goes home with him, ends up having sex with him. And then her boyfriend finds out. So what she does is she says, he graped me. And when she says it, she doesn't go to the cops. So she's living in this limbo area where she says it happened so that her boyfriend doesn't leave her, but she won't go to the cops because she knows it isn't true. And this happens. I have absolutely seen this happen where a girl doesn't want to get caught. I had a client one time goes in a bathroom with a girl that he'd hooked up with 50 times before and then comes out of the bathroom. They didn't do anything, but her boyfriend saw him and her go into the bathroom together. And then when she comes out, he goes, what happened? He goes, did he grape you? Is that what happened? Because she understood that if he didn't say yes, if she didn't say yes, that he was going to break up with her. She goes, yeah, that's exactly what happened. And then the guy's like, well, then go to the cops. And of course she can't go to the cops because it's not true. Sure, yeah. So there's a couple of things. And I've mentioned this before ad nauseum. Number one, there should be cameras in all common areas of your house, not in the bedrooms, not in the bathrooms, but in common areas. So you can see people leave peaceably and come peaceably into the house. Number two, men do not pour women's drinks. Women pour women's drinks. Hire a hot bartender to pour women's drinks and make sure it's all on camera so that everybody understands that's the case. And number three, stop sending these fucking messages to women about how you want to show them your dick or you want to see boobs or what. Stop doing this. Every time you do this, guy, like if a girl wants to get naked for you, do it on FaceTime. Make sure nobody's recording it because they're only going to use it against you in the end. And because guys don't listen and they keep doing this over and over again, you see these athletes, they said, did you remember we had the Eddie Curry video on the other day? Girls will call, this is literally, they'll call NBA players and they'll get them on FaceTime. Then they'll screenshot it. And then they'll take that little, you know how the guy's face is up at the top of the screenshot or whatever. And then they'll put it under some child porn. And then it'll look like the guy is like looking at at child porn. They'll do this, and then they'll blackmail the athlete and be like, "Yo, we're going to release this unless you give me $50,000."
But that's also on the person as well. Like, have a bit of not saying stupidity, but I don't do any FaceTimes for that reason.
Yeah,
like,
well,
be smart,
and there's a lot of NBA players that do that. The other thing I'll tell you that's really great is if you have a threesome, there's another witness, so you don't have anything to worry about.
It's three. It's three sides of the story. Here's hers and the truth, or something like that.
Yes.
What's the rule
Got
in
an
that
alibi.
case?
Huh?
You said if a woman hooks up with a woman, it takes one body off. So what if it's a threesome? Does that
take
take
two off? Does that take two off?
It
You get a half.
It depends.
You get a half a body.
It depends on who you ask. Okay, ladies, ready?
Ask Kinley.
Hey, let me ask you something. Okay, ladies, I want to ask you, hypothetical woman. She's a unicorn, gets pulled in with a couple and has sex with the man and has sex with the woman. Does she count that on her body count? Who here thinks yes? Raise your hand if you think yes.
No, off.
Raise your hand. Now raise your hand if you think no. That does not count on her body count. Okay, I've met at least a dozen girls who do not think that counts.
Does it cancel each other out?
Well, but also it wasn't an intimate thing back and forth with one guy, so it doesn't count. I know so many girls who
weren't in
don't.
love.
Yeah, we weren't in love, and he used a condom, therefore it doesn't count.
And we get two off of the body count.
You get two off the body count, exactly.
It's like when people say
numbers.
It's like when people say that they get baptized. They're like, I'm a virgin.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Well, when you get work done, you become that's a respawn.
The brand new body was pretty. That was pretty good. That was super good.
I wanted to get your take on this one.
Okay, let's do it.
Saw this article on Vogue. The headline says, "Is having a boyfriend embarrassing now?" I think in online media, especially, but all media, there's a romanticization of the independent, feminine, strong woman. And I think a lot of that is really positive. But I also think it's created a culture where women are encouraged to kind of be one strike, you're out as a man. Oh, he doesn't get along with his parents, red flag. Like every yellow or magenta flag is a red flag. And you're the strong, independent, beautiful woman, and you don't need a man. And whenever I ask for dating advice, the first thing I ask is, would you want to have sex with you? Are you in shape? Do you have a plan? Are you kind? Do you demonstrate artisanship and interest in different things? You know, how do you demonstrate excellence? And the advice I would give to women is what I call a second coffee. And that is, I think women are celebrated for exiting relationships, you know, inspiring Carly Simon songs about walking out on that man and you don't need a man. And when men are asked, if a woman had 80% of everything you want, would that suffice for you? 75% of men say, yeah, that'd be great. When women presented with the same metric, 80% of everything you want, 75% say that's not enough. The solve is for men to level up. Yes. But if you look at the content and what algorithms like, it's a lot of women saying 6 feet, 6 figures. Like that's not a lot to ask, right? 6 feet, 6 figures. If you take out married men, obese men, men over the age of 50, it's 2% of the population.
Oh my God.
Jeez,
And
where would he find
if you talk to
information
people
like
who've been
that?
married longer than 30 years,
Scott, what
80% of them say one was much more interested in the beginning than the other. And it was almost always the man. The reality is, Liz, we're less choosy.
Talking about gatekeepers filching.
Oh, so for those of you who don't know, like I have 3 videos that went mega viral, like multi-million views, where I said being 6 feet tall and making 6 figures, it's 2.3. I mean, he is like deliberately plagiarizing the stuff that, and I really like Scott Galloway, but it's like, and by the way, I'm not, he probably doesn't know my name and has no idea that it was me that he heard it from. But that's where they're getting it from. And then it's like, well, then you want to include us in the conversation? No, you guys are misogynistic red pill people and you hate women. Hey, did you notice the 7 women on my show tonight?
Yes.
Did you? No, you didn't notice that, did you? Because that doesn't really work.
You're
with your narrative.
weaponizing it, Michael. No, and I wanted to point this out.
That was shocking
Okay.
hearing him like verbatim.
So that's
quote me.
verbatim.
Yeah.
So the other thing is he completely sidesteps the whole reason why women would be embarrassed of their boyfriend,
Yeah.
or the boyfriend, right, or having a boyfriend, period. Because I'm sure every woman at this table understands the concept of the soft launch, right? Where you don't show the guy on your Instagram, because if you do, you lose market share. Okay. Meaning you're going to lose followers, you're going to lose income, you're going to lose, if you don't provide, or you don't like upkeep this fantasy of being available,
Facade.
take the ring off, whatever it is. Yeah, whatever it is, if you don't keep that up, if you're doing a soft launch, or whatever, even if the guy's like your brother on Instagram, that looks like you're with somebody else. That's why they're embarrassed of a boyfriend because you will lose social market capital by doing so. It's as simple as that. If he would have just left it at that, it would have been so easy.
And it also works the other way around.
Yes, it's the fantasy. You do, yeah, exactly. It's the
if
LARP.
you're not about, so for example, like for mine, my social media, you'll never see a man on my social media ever. You make an arm here and there just to stir the pot. But if I'm available, if I'm like, if I have to be available. So if I'm not available, if there's a man there, I lose all my money. So I can't be available. So it has to be like this a closed thing. So I get what you're saying with it. It's strategic.
Yeah,
but
social
it's
market
also
capital.
embarrassing. Like, okay, if you post someone and then it doesn't work out,
Right?
Now you're
delete all that shit.
Now you're completely embarrassed, and then everybody's like, "What happened?" And now you're so curious about what happened, and that's a big deal too.
Yeah, just don't admit to anything.
And
That's
I
the
get
answer.
it, and I understand what I'm not saying women are wrong or anything for doing this. It's that's on you.
Private life, private.
Exactly. But when you're putting yourself out there and you're putting this persona on Instagram, you're putting it on social media.
Yeah, like it's not
The
secret, it's just
fantasy,
private.
once again, the role playing is I'm available. It's your advertising sexual availability. I understand, because the more availability and the hotter you are, the more followers you get, the more endorsements you get, the more monetizable, the more economic you, or the better your marketing becomes as a result of that. Now, Mike, what happens when you post a picture of you amongst a whole lot of women?
Man, it's so crazy. It's the opposite.
Exactly the opposite.
Made choice copying only works in one direction.
Right.
You'll hear these people on these shows, and they'll be like, "Well, it doesn't work as strongly for women as it does for men." No, it doesn't work at all. Like if I see a woman that I find physically attractive, I don't give a shit whether or not you find her physically attractive. I do not need comparisons. I do not need other men or women to tell me that a girl is hot. If I look at her and I see she's hot, I need no additional context or stimulus or information. I need no further data points for me to find her attractive. For the opposite is not the case. The number of women who came out of the fucking woodwork last time I was public about being in a relationship and all of a sudden realized that I was an attainable man and that I had a hot girlfriend, and then all of a sudden they want to message me and tell me how much they miss me. It is absolutely madness when it happened. I couldn't believe it. And I was just like, oh, obviously, because this is why? Because make choice
talk about what is the thing called? Not that everyone should do this, but Queen Game.
Oh
You
my
ever heard
God.
of that?
Okay, so I made a video on Queen Game. Now the problem with this is
it is very unethical.
This is
What's
very
Queen Game? Advise anyone do this.
This is very unethical and it's extremely toxic. Okay,
Wait, what is Queen Game?
Okay, so let me say a couple things. I have mentioned previously in my content things that I don't recommend you do, but they still work. Like the guy who sells coke, who fucks a lot of girls. You guys know that? I'm not telling you should do it. I'm just saying it's undeniable. Let's just admit that it's true, okay? And the guy who sits there and has rolls of money and shows off his money, he does get chicks. I think it's a terrible way to get women, but it definitely does work, okay? And the guy who abuses steroids, who's kind of ripped, those guys get chicks and cover their bodies with tattoos. They get some chicks. I'm not saying you should do it. But the one that is the worst, that is the worst of all of them, is Queen Game. And a great example of Queen Game is the wizard Liz, her boyfriend. Perfect example of a perpetrator of Queen Game. This is the way it works. Let's say me and Sydney are dating, and I go off. We go skiing together, and we get the people behind us to take a photo of us on the ski lift, like this, holding hands. It's like this really cute photo of us. And then there's another photo of us holding hands like this, looking into each other's eyes. And behind us is the Burj Khalifa or the Eiffel Tower. And then there's another photo of us holding hands while we're walking through the Valley of Fire together. And then there's another photo of you like this, where I bought you a new car. And there's all these photos showing this fairy tale life.
Buy this giant bouquet of roses.
There's giant bouquet. There's like rose petals going to your bed, and on the bed it says "Happy Birthday, Sydney." And these rose petals. If you see, you'll see that. And the guy is doing this for one reason: not to make his girlfriend happy, to get other women to creep into his DMs so that he can fuck those women behind his girlfriend's back. That is called Queen Game.
You have stolen my dreams.
It's so funny, because one of my buddies who does the most Queen Game of any ever, I posted that video and he wrote it. He goes, "That's funny. I know guys who do that." It's hilarious, bro. It's so funny. But yeah, that's essentially what Queen Game is. And so the Wizard Liz is a great example. This guy, because his profile shot up through the roof because he was dating this famous influencer with tens of millions of followers. And so he had a bunch of girls sneaking into crawling into his DMs out of nowhere. And then he was using his he was using his pre-selection, his mate choice copying effect, the bonus effect that he gets as far as attraction is concerned with the Wizard Liz, and then he was using that to bang other chicks on the side or talk. Apparently, he didn't sleep with anyone; he just talked to some girl on Snapchat. But
believable.
Yeah, but
no one does pushback to the women who know they're going after a guy who's in a relationship.
Yes.
There's no pushback on those girls.
Yes, exactly. It's like because they have agency to do that. It's like those women are just unhealed or something, or those men are toxic for allowing this. No, but that's essentially what goes on. And then there's so much data showing that women want men who other women want. Okay, women prefer men who are already in relationships because it's proof of concept. It's just so much stuff that goes on with this.
I just read this. Somebody put this on Twitter before I got here, and it was a story about 200 women or 200 children that were born because these 200 women used the same sperm donor to artificially inseminate themselves.
Yes.
And the reason why it made the news is because this guy who was just giving away his jizz was had cancer or had some sort of like genetic, marker that you get 90% of the time your kids are going to get cancer. The children are getting cancer as a result of this. And they're going, oh, this is terrible. We need to regulations. I'm like, 200 women picked this one dude. Okay. Like never met the guy, just saw his pictures and everything. Like, I think we should probably start looking into that side of the story as well, instead of just, chalking it up to being a bad luck.
That's why.
Which one? Okay, hang on. There you go.
Something I don't think I'm ever gonna figure out is why women don't apologize. I don't know how y'all keep getting away with it, but you're never fucking sorry. You don't apologize, you rationalize. Right? It's what most of you are doing right now instead of listening to my most likely to be brilliant take on the matter. You're sitting there saying to yourself, I say sorry all the time. I say sorry more than he does. And the thing is, I give you that. I think women say sorry 1,000 times more than men do. But I'm on to you hoes. Yeah, see, you've been padding your stats and we've been letting it slide. The only reason you say sorry way more than men do is because you always saying sorry, but only when no one was asking you to apologize. Yeah, I watch you all the time. I watch you. Y'all will say sorry for existing. You will walk into a room that you definitely belong in and go, sorry. I made it. Some of you will apologize for something awesome you did. Baby, I'm so sorry. I woke up before you and made breakfast and finished the taxes. Thanks. But as soon as there's any accountability, oh, that's the new joint. Women love accountability. Before 2015, nobody said that there wasn't coaching youth sports. But I realized, like, when women say accountability, they talking about their ability to hold you accountable. As soon as you try to hold them accountable, hey, babe, why did you max out the credit card and fuck my cousin? Being like, I'm a Scorpio in retrograde. I'm a rising patriarch. Right? And some of y'all want to dismiss this as misogyny. I can feel it. I can hear the little whispers. Misogyny. What a shocker. He's from Austin, Texas. From Austin, misogyny. And here's the thing. This is the furthest thing from misogyny. This is actually feminism. Yeah, this is feminism at its highest level. Yeah, this is feminism at a level that your small woman brain can barely comprehend. Guys, I'm kidding. We have the same size brains. Okay, that's just science.
Makes me think of those videos where the guy puts up like big vocab words and has the girl like, can you pronounce this? Can you pronounce that? And then they put up, I'm sorry. She goes, what is that?
I
don't know how to say that.
No. Unless you're Canadian, I think that's what we say it too much.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, anybody have any thoughts on this? No, you guys don't want to apologize.
I don't know.
No, go ahead.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what apologizing is?
I don't know what it is.
Never heard those words before.
Yeah.
A politician? Maybe something. I don't know.
It's because apologizing requires insight.
You have to apologize if it's real. So my psychologist, we done a lot on sorry. And I'm not allowed to say sorry anymore because of that whole reason. We say sorry for those little things. So you can't apologize, and are you really sorry? So don't be sorry for your little shit. If you're sorry, you are authentically,
Yeah, if you're sorry, you're not going to do
you own
again.
it.
Yeah.
Don't
But
ask
if you're
me
not
for
sorry,
it.
you change your word. You use a different word than sorry. So my therapist says to me, so saying sorry, like you say, sorry, I'm late. Like, I'm glad I got here on time. I'm glad I got here eventually. You change the narrative and how you then your perception to how people then come back at you. So sorry is a negative. If you put yourself out as a positive way, then you almost narrate the conversation coming back to you, because sorry is negative. Like sorry, that
I guess instead of sorry I'm late, it's like I got here as soon as I could.
So I'm gonna say something kind of controversial. When you can't take any accountability, this is for men or women. How am I supposed to trust you with my kids? I just really don't like this idea where it's just like, well, it's because I'm a woman. I have a vagina, so I make the rules. Nobody clip that. I don't think that's okay. Like I really do. Like
There's a difference between sorry though. Sorry. The word sorry is a difference to taking accountability. Though. You
Yes.
still be accountable without saying the word sorry.
I hate somebody just saying
Sorry for me.
Yeah, there
oh,
needs to be some
sorry,
action
sorry.
or intent behind that. You can't
if
just
you're
be
really
like,
sorry,
sorry.
don't do it again.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say sorry if you don't do it again.
I think guys are fixers. They want things to happen and be fixed immediately. So they're going to want that immediate sorry. For me personally, I can't speak for everybody else. I'm not going to say sorry until I'm ready. Until I've processed what's happened, I can take accountability and then kind of have a logical mind rather than an emotional mind. Then I will come to you on my own, and then I will take accountability and say sorry. But in the moment, I may not be able to understand what I did wrong. So don't ask me for a sorry right then and there when I'm not sorry, because I don't understand what I did wrong. Let me calm down. Let me understand what has happened. Let me reflect, and then let me take accountability and say sorry.
That's insight.
Also, action over words. I think action over words is everything. Yeah, I think without action, what you do. I'm not sure about you men on the panel right now, but I think the little things as a woman, actions mean more than words. I think you prefer so much more action rather than a sorry.
Demonstrate, do not explicate.
Yeah.
Got it. You're gonna say something? I thought you had something else. No, I was gonna. So I'm gonna just throw this out. I mean, anytime this topic comes up, right? When you're talking about apologizing, I think I've been asked several times, well, besides a woman being very good looking and sexual and everything, what else are you looking for in a woman, right? What's what is it going to be? And
What else is there?
Yeah, exactly. And so people kind of get weirded out when I go. I said one of the things I think is valuable in a woman is insight, is an ability to do what you just said, which is, you're going to be pissed off if you make a mistake, especially if a chick makes a mistake. She's like, I didn't make a mistake. No, you didn't. And then so you get, once you kind of work through that, for a woman to be able to say, you know what, that was pretty fucked up. I should probably go say something, to be able to do that. It's one thing to have that reaction. I mean, everybody's going to have that reaction, especially right there in the moment. Now, the other thing is if the guy is expecting an apology or something like that, that's different. If the guy's saying, I think you should say sorry to me, that's never going to happen, right? And I wouldn't want that to happen anyways, because I would want, when I talk about,
it's not authentic.
one of the things I always talk about in my books is you can't negotiate genuine desire. Okay. And if you don't have the insight to have the desire to apologize for something you said, something, your actions, whatever it was, it's not being late to a job interview or something like that. It's like you did something or said something hurtful or whatever it was. You're like, I didn't really mean that, or that was pretty fucked up, or maybe he's actually really trying to do something and I interpreted it the wrong way. Having the ability to have that insight, that's very, very rare in women. It's very, and that's one thing I find very valuable in my own wife, is the fact that sometimes we'll have a little argument or something like that. And then the next day she'll come up to me and go, what I said yesterday, I was kind of fucked up. I was kind of out of line.
I think it comes to age. I think it comes to age a little bit as well, though. Because I know when I was younger, I was probably more volatile, and now I'm a bit older. I have this. I'm able to process and take my accountability as not a bad thing. I actually own it. And I actually enjoy being accountable because it shows that I am, I'm connected with the
it also
situation.
shows that you're invested in the relationship too. So
but I wouldn't have had that. I wouldn't have had that
Yeah.
at 20.
Yeah.
So I think age has helped that.
Right.
I think it shows you're invested in yourself too. Having self-reflection when you're younger. It's not, as you grow older, same for me as I'm older, you have that self-reflection, and it shows that you're invested in yourself too.
Therapy.
Yeah, there was one thing.
That's how someone taught
Yes,
me. how to do it.
therapy. Everyone, I always say something. I'm single, but if I ever go with a partner again, we're both going to therapy from day one. I think everyone
That
should be in
sounds fun.
therapy.
That's awesome.
No, I actually,
You go see your therapist. I'll be in the squat
Yeah.
rack over here. That's my therapy right there.
I actually think when because I used to be I was really bad with it. I never apologized for anything. I always thought I was right, attitude. And then when I was younger, I started getting into yoga. And I remember one of the things that really stuck with me is that the problem will always start within yourself when you see a problem. And I was like, okay. So then even when I would be in like I agree with how you react as well with things. Like I get high emotions as well. So then in that moment, I'm like, I'm not like, I don't see anything wrong. But then I kind of like isolate myself a little bit. I'm like having that time to self-reflect. And then I'm like, well, wait, maybe was I a little bit too like out of line? Did I like say something I probably shouldn't have said? And then I go back to it and then I'm like, okay, well.
When you're in that heightened emotion state, as my therapist taught me, you are in the emotion part of your mind. Therefore, the logical part cannot happen simultaneously.
Exactly.
So you need to bring down your emotions. So therefore, you can go back into the logical mind and reflect and acknowledge. So, because in that moment, there is no logic in emotion. There is
absolutely
none.
not.
Thank you.
So you have to be able to get back into that logical mind.
Yeah.
Ladies, who here has used a dating app in the last like couple of years or at all? You guys have ever used a dating app? You guys have never, none of you have been on, okay, you've been on a dating app? You've been on a dating app?
6 years ago.
You're on a dating app? Okay, cool.
Tristan's been on a dating app.
All right, cool. Who here, like, if you have any female friends that
Grindr
are
doesn't
single,
count.
how incredible would it be if there was a dating app for females where only good-looking guys? Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be? You think that's awesome? You guys, huh?
No.
Okay, well, listen. I think you guys are lying. I think all of you would appreciate a dating app where all the guys are great. So we have a dating app idea for you.
Here we go.
And we want to show it to you. Okay.
Ladies, are you sick and tired of wasting hours on dating apps, scrolling through countless peasants, only to find just one or two decent men worthy of your queenly virtues? Are you disgusted by matching with another guy who listed his height as 6 feet tall, but you find out that he's actually only 5'11" and 3/4? Ladies, it's definitely rough out there for us.
I can't tell you how sick and tired I am of getting approached by men who don't even deserve to be breathing the same air as me. In fact, I used to wake up every morning and ask, where have all the good men gone? Luckily, ladies, I found a solution to our dating woes. We no longer have to sift through mounds of unworthy peasants who are under 6 feet tall, don't make at least 6 figures, and don't look like Greek gods.
Introducing the last dating app you'll ever need. Only Chads! Every single man on the Only Chads dating app has been clinically proven to be at least 6 feet tall, make at least 6 figures, have 6-pack abs, and have no more than 3 sexually transmitted diseases.
That's right, ladies. Only Chads takes all of the guesswork and time-wasting frustration out of your dating life. If you've been chasing Chad for years like the rest of us, then congratulations, your marathon is finally over. From now on, instead of only swiping on the top 5% of men on regular dating apps, you will only ever see the top 1% of men on Only Chads.
And rest assured, ladies, Only Chads has a very strict enrollment process for men, which guarantees that each Chad who joins the app is an absolute unit of a specimen. And don't forget to sign up for the Chad and Change Challenge when you join. Only Chads will pay you $100,000 if you can manage to get one of the Chads to actually commit to you and give you a ring. And I'm sure you have what it takes to be the very first winner.
Ladies, our ship has finally come in and we all get to set sail today. So get ready for the trip of a lifetime. That's right, everything changes as soon as you join Only Chads. But don't take my word for it. Listen to what Jessica from LA has to say about her experience with Only Chads.
Before Only Chads, I had to search for NBA players on Instagram and beg to join their harem. Now I have thousands of Chads at my fingertips, all willing to pump and dump another average, basic woman like myself who knows she's the one who can finally make Chad commit. 19 Chads have ran through me since joining, and I'm certain that one of them will propose to me any day now.
Ladies, don't let Jessica take all of the Chads for herself.
Download the Only Chads app today, and you can be pumped and dumped by another Chad by midnight tonight, and be back on TikTok in the morning posting another video about how all men are trash. Sign up at Only Chads today, and let us weed out all of the men on your level for you instantly. And oh yeah, I almost forgot. Do you happen to have the fever for the flavor of a chocolate Chad? If so, then you should download our partner app, Tyrone Lees.
Every single Tyrone on the Tyrone Lees dating app is guaranteed to be at least 6'5" with no fewer than 2 felonies and 3 baby mamas. They can guarantee to stay completely jacked without ever going to the gym. I mean, tell me that's not a miracle. Tell me that's not a blessing. I can't even swipe without feeling like the universe is giving me a little hug. Like, who else does that?
Sign up now and start making your friend group extra jealous today. Just think how amazing it will feel when you finally hold the golden key to racking up your body count with nothing but highly desirable gigachads. Download our apps today and quench your insatiable thirst for emotional highs from toxic, degenerate bad boys.
Where do I sign up? Get the premium version for only 2 sad hoes per Chad.
All right, guys. Who here knows a woman that would sign up for this?
Seriously, it's like I need this video because I have a friend I have to send it to.
Is this like AI?
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, the whole thing's AI.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it incredible how good AI is? They probably took somebody like they wrote a script and it was like 15 seconds to develop that. Isn't that crazy? Anybody else have any thoughts about this? It's only funny because it's true. It's completely true. That is exact. Like that's the whole. Like you guys start to understand the point of the show is bad dating advice and sort of this inequity when it comes to what people think they can get and what they can actually get. And by the way, guys are guilty of this too, especially guys who are like addicted to pornography or. They actually think that they're talking and having a connection with the girl that they're talking to on OnlyFans. That's essentially what happens. Anyway, awesome, man. Do you want to wrap it up here?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Do you have any more super chats you need to read?
No, actually, we're good.
Okay, awesome. Blue, what do you think about the show?
I thought it was amazing. I like how it's very raw.
Yeah.
And how we all have it's like interesting how to hear like the different opinions, and I feel like I learned a little bit more even walking in. I'm like, pretty sick.
Beautiful
mission accomplished.
Always love it. It was fun, and I like the new setup.
Yeah.
Good doing the first show in the new studio, and always gonna fight the patriarchy.
Good.
It's okay. You can use dating apps
or Only Chad.
Only Chad.
My favorite soldier here. Kindly.
It was my first podcast ever.
Yes, give her a big round of applause.
Just to talk about stuff.
I'm excited for you to make clips of this and post it on YouTube.
Yes.
So
we also want to give a shout out to Jennifer Berta as well.
Yep. Nalu
for supporting us and the Nalu Babes.
So Nalu Bay is a swimwear line, and they're going to be one of the people supporting Babes in Toyland charity tomorrow. And also, there's going to be a bunch of Marines in uniform collecting toys for Toys for Tots tomorrow night at On the Record inside of Park MGM. Starts at 9 p.m. You can still buy tickets. The only issue I will tell you is just drop off the toys if you're intimidated by beautiful women. If you're intimidated by beautiful women, you're not going to want to come inside.
Or Marines in uniform.
Or Marines. You just want to throw it in like a basketball. Just throw the teddy bear into the box and then run away very quickly. And if you are a guy who claims to have some sort of dating program in Las Vegas, anywhere in Clark County, and you're not there tomorrow, you are lying. Sorry. You suck at whatever you do. Harper, do you have a good time?
Oh, always.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Incredible. Thank you for bringing the Taco Bell for everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
We appreciate that.
Yes.
Ding Mas.
Yeah.
Taco Mas.
Oh, Taco
There we go. Awesome. Abby, what'd you think?
Always fun. Always love all the insight.
Incredible. Very good. Casey, what'd you think?
I love coming down here. It's always fun.
All right. September, what's going on?
Thanks for having me for the second time. I hope to make it a third another time.
Okay,
Yeah.
incredible. So we're going to see you tomorrow. You guys are all going to be able. You're going to come tomorrow, right? To Babes in Toyland.
Boobs in Toyland.
Boobs in Toyland. You coming? Sydney, are you coming?
Babes and Boobland.
Okay, you're going to have a great time if you show up tomorrow. Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming. If you want to see me or Rollo, we're going to just be there. It's a charity event. Like it's
We do it for the kids.
We're doing it for the kids. I just don't understand. Like one more time. Like I just hear these guys say, I don't know where to meet women. I hear these guys saying, I don't know where are the good women. We're raising.
Perfect opportunity.
We're like literally
We
raising.
are there.
We are raising money and collecting toys for underprivileged children. There's going to be 3 times as many women as men. If you're not there, stop making excuses and understand that the problem is you. It's not society. It's you. You are the problem. Fix the problem. In Men of Action, we use social media to be social. We don't use social media to doom scroll. We use social media to create events or get invited to events where there's a lot more women than men, and you can get all these people that you see online, and you can put them in a room together where you can act like humans again. We can all be human beings around each other one more time, and that's essentially what the point of it is. Anyway, what do you got coming up?
Well, I just want to repeat one more time. The Rational Male audio is now on Spotify, so if you want audio files to listen while you're in the gym or you're driving along, please go pick them up.
I would be super interested to hear what the two of you thought about the audiobook, the first, the 2013 Rational Male audiobook.
Speaking of which, people were asking me about the Audible for the new book, Reignite. It will be out on, it's out, it's ready to go, but we have to get approved. So it'll be out on the 17th.
Okay.
So,
got it.
Yes.
Incredible. Anybody else have anything coming up?
No, just come tomorrow night.
Yes.
Yeah, make sure you come tomorrow night.
I'll be bringing Mrs. Tomasi.
I got nothing planned other than nothing until the Super Bowl. We're going to Super Bowl the first week of February. We're going there, and we're going to all the parties like we did last year.
It was so fun.
It was.
And then so our next show is January 7th.
January 7th.
And you and I both have surgeries between now and then.
Yes, we do. I just have to,
Mine's a little more involved than yours, but yeah.
Yeah.
New body count starts back over.
Respawn, baby. That's right. Respawn.
Back to zero.
That'll be
We'll see you guys next month.
It's nasty. Want you to have the baby.
Definitely not. Cool.